it's not enough to satisfy emotions that I share between us. I want to love is cozy, but I need so much more. It just intensifies my wants to have a love that endures. Cause every time I close my eyes, I think of you. No matter what the season is, I still love you. With all my heart, and I wanna be with you wherever you are. I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's day and night. I go for broke if I could be with you. Only you can make it right. Yeah. And know to love is special at this time of the year. But when the leaves are gone, does that love disappear? I never underestimate the new love of spring. But I'm glad to say in my heart, I know my love lasting. Whoa. Cause every time I close my eyes, I think of you. And no matter what the season is, I still love you. With all my heart, and I wanna be with you wherever you are. I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's days and nights. I go for broke if I could be with you. Only you can make it right. I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's day and night. I go for broke if I could be with you. Only you can make it right. Cause every time I close my eyes, I think of you. It don't matter what the season is, I still love you. With all my heart, and I wanna be with you wherever, ever you are. I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's day and night. All I wanna do, I go for broke. Only you, only you. I only think of you on 2 occasions.
Just give me all your loving, girl, I'll do all the rubbing. That's all I ask of you. I'll kiss you in the ear. Yes, love even there. That's all I ask of you.
Kissing you is not enough for me. You know I'm a big boy, and big boys have desires. Making love is what I wanna do, but I need a true friend to make it come together.
Just give me all
your love.
I'll do all the rubbing.
I wanna kiss you right there, just in right there, little girl.
Kiss you in
Give you where,
yes, love even
especially there and there.
That's all I
So I ask of you.
you.
I'm not trying to put you on the line, but I gotta tell you what's exactly on my mind, girl. My big heart leads me right to you, Every time the phone rings, I pray to God that it's you, girl. Every time I close my eyes, a vision of your face always pops into my mind, girl. I would do anything to receive love from you. So show me the way that this could happen soon. I'll be right there all the time. Show grace for mine. Show me the way. I really love you, Deja. I love you, Deja. Just give me all your do all the love. Give me everything I want. I'm sure I can please you anywhere. I wanna kiss you right there, just stand like that little girl. If I can't handle you, little things, just because it's love is all. Just show me. I really love you. I love you, baby. All your love. I will do all the rubbing. Girl, anywhere. Especially yeah. Just because it's you. Just give me all your love. And I will do all the rubbing. And all I wanna do is love my She doesn't fully understand me, 'cause I'd rather leave than to cheat. She give me some time, I can be the man she needs, but there's a lot of lust inside of me, and we've been together since our teenage years. I really don't mean to hurt her, but I need some time to be alone. But when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna leave. She's crying her heart to me. How could you let this be? I just need time to see where I wanna be, where I wanna be. Sweetie-doo-dee-doo-dee-dee, I don't mean to hurt you, baby. Oh, no. Never did I imagine that you would play a major part in a decision that's so hard. Do I leave? Do I stay? Do I go? Think about my life and what matters to me the most. Girl, the love that we share is real. But in time, your heart will heal. I'm not saying I'm gone, but I have to find what life is like without you. But when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna leave. She's crying her heart. How could you let this be? I just need time to see where I wanna be, where I wanna be. Sweet little dee I don't mean to hurt you, baby. Say when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna. She's crying her heart to me. How could you let this be? And I just need time to see where I wanna be. Say when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna. She's crying her heart to me. How could you let this be? And I just need time to see where I wanna be. Say when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad.
I didn't know we were on.
Crying her heart to me. How could you let this be? And I just need time to see where I wanna be.
It's for you, girl.
I wanna be.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hey Kay, what's up, girl?
Ooh, it's been a day.
How was your Thanksgiving? Oh, girl, you are succulent XL tonight, honey.
I'm okay.
I'm like bear down in them. Hey guys, how was y'all Thanksgiving? How's everyone going? I want to first thank all the moderators in advance. Thank y'all so very much for everything. Thank you, Unique View. Yes, on your way in, please like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. What are you eating so good, girl?
Pizza.
Oh, I know, right? My sister had brought back some Tony's Famous Pizza from home, so that was nice. Hey, BC, I got my plate fixed. You go ahead, honey. JD, you trying to be messy. Kay and I, we are very much into fixing our men plates. Actually, we're Southern hospitality. We both into Southern hospitality. So we're into, well, I don't know. Okay. Do you believe in fixing everyone's plate?
I always fix my husband's plate.
Mm-hmm, right.
Depending on the meal, I'll fix everyone else's plate. But like, over the Thanksgiving holiday, I literally, first of all, let's establish, I literally got back into town at 8:15.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you hopping on.
Yeah. So between unpacking the vehicle, starting clothes, trying to get something to eat, getting changed, everything. Yeah. That part. So anyway, that being said, I was gonna say, that being said, while we were gone, I'm at my in-laws, and my uncle was in town as well. So, they got the royal treatment all week. They loved every minute of it, which my father-in-law, he's used to it from me, but my uncle, he's never around. So he was like, is your wife like this all the time? And my husband was like, yeah, pretty much. So
yeah, that's Southern
they got the royal
hospitality.
treatment.
Yeah, we get that from, I think it's us. Southern thing. I know it was a big thing on I know the lead attorney talked about it. Hey Bernie, how are you? Thank you for moderating as always, and just thank you in general for being here. Thank you, JD. Yeah, we doing good, JD? Thank you, honey. I mean, it gets me nowhere. I don't have no one to fix a plate for. Hey,
You would though, because that's just you.
Yeah, Southern hospitality. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how we were born and raised. So, well, first of all, the topic for tonight is the number one thing Black women are doing not to get husbands. So that's the premise of tonight. So the number one thing that Black women need to do to get that Black man that they want. So that's what we're talking about, or man in general. But Black men are a little more difficult to deal with. To be honest with you. But
Don't get any argument from me.
I know, right? But yeah, I haven't done a live in so long. I don't know what to do really. But yeah, the Southern hospitality. But yeah, the main thing on YouTube lately is like women don't want to fix a man plate. Their men plate. They don't want to fix no one's plate. I mean, but if that's your man, you should be fixing a plate now. So this is just a little appetizer before we get into what we talk about. I mean, but if that's your man, like, come on, you know.
And they have a fit if someone else fixed their man's plate.
Okay. Oh. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. You know, I'd be mixed up my thing.
I'm gonna need you to label them shits.
I do, but I wrote it so sloppy. Yeah, how do y'all feel about that? For and the people who are watching later on the replay, how do y'all feel about some other women fix y'all man a plate? Like, do y'all really like CJOJ and all the other women that are watching? How do y'all feel about fixing your man a plate? Like, what's the big deal? And I know they were saying, I'm African, we fix everyone's plate. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, if I have guests, the only time I'm not going to fix everyone's plate if I have food set up buffet style, because you just don't know what people want.
Right.
But in general, if I cook, yeah, y'all getting everything that I cook. So I'm putting everything on your plate, unless you specifically tell me not to put something on your plate. Now, so I'm feeding everybody.
I know what BC said, the same thing you just said. How would y'all feel if another woman who isn't the host made a plate for your man? Hey, you know, to be honest with you, I catch myself doing. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you fine.
Okay. I catch myself doing that a lot of times when I used to have a man.
You find yourself doing what?
I'm sorry, I blinked out for a minute. I find myself just, you know, fixing everyone a plate and I eat last. I just can't, you know, first of all, I don't like eating sitting down because I'm so used to standing up at work. That is kind of, it's kind of difficult.
It must get awkward at restaurants.
I mean, well, I'm socially not awkward in that respect. See, I think CJOJ said, I think Mr. 1950 was saying his woman should.
Say it again.
I think Miss CJOJ said, so my computer is tripping. So if I'm blanked out, let me know. Said, I think Mr. 1950 was saying his woman should make a plate for all the men at the gathering.
And again, it depends on how things are set up and what the occasion is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Thanksgiving, I'm not fixing anybody's plate but my husband's. There's several dishes. It's set up buffet style. Knock yourself out. If I'm cooking breakfast, I'm fixing plates. That's it. I'm fixing plates if it's breakfast for the most part. Like if I'm making shrimp and grits, then I'm gonna fix it because I know how I want it plated.
Right.
But yeah, again, if it's set up buffet style, knock yourself out. I'm not about to do all of that. But if we're in my house, yeah, as a hostess, of course I'm gonna take care of everybody. I'm gonna make sure everybody's square.
Yeah, but but even buffet style, you're fixing your husband's plate, correct?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you know he was like, oh yeah.
I already know what he wants, first of all, which is everything.
Right.
But more importantly, I would never have him fixing his own plate. I always ask him though. I ask first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one day he might say, no, I got this, but no, he ain't never gonna say that. But I do ask. I say, you want me to get your plate, babe? He go, yeah.
Yeah. So what's so hard? And I like what and also CJOJ. So you do agree with Mr. 1950, correct? About making every man plate. Um just mine will do. So JD, you have a problem with your woman making every man a plate. Is that an issue for you? And XDMC said, only my wife can fix me a plate. If another woman brings me a plate, I'm not hungry. F that.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is really sweet. And
You
that's
better
so
not be hungry because that plate will be on your damn head.
okay. I
and
mean,
that
okay,
chick about to catch these hands.
but what about the women who don't believe in fixing a man a plate? I mean, I wonder how they handle that.
I know, like I have friends that will never fix their man a plate. It never even occurs to them to fix their husband or their boyfriend's a plate.
Yeah.
But I can, I've seen it. I've been there when I've seen women not fix their man a plate. And I catch myself not to go do it for them because I'm not trying to show their wife up or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, in a gathering like that where there's a couple of couples around, I think it makes the man look bad when his wife don't fix his plate.
It really does. Yeah, that it does make
You
him look
know,
like he's not handling business. You're right
even
about that.
if he's okay with it, he might not even realize that his friends are judging him and his wife.
You think men even think about that? You think they looking at
Yep.
another man and saying, your wife is not handling any kind of business?
Yep.
Really now?
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
And because I'm not gonna give specifics on why I say that, but I get the feedback from the men and I hear them discuss it amongst themselves.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, let me see.
Men notice stuff like that.
Excuse me. CJOJ said, I think he meant fix a plate for a single guys at the get together. Okay. I mean, I would have no problem about, I love to serve. I have a
Very hospitable. We're
very,
hospitable
we're
and
very,
we're Southern.
all right. So you think it's more like in even CJOJ, she's African. So you think is, and where we're from is a lot of, African roots there. So you think it's a cultural thing
I
and
thought
these,
CJLJ was Canadian.
well, Africans, they live in Canada too. But,
Okay.
I believe she does. No, your memory is good though. She does live in Canada, but she probably transplanted or African descent. I mean, family
Mm-hmm.
members. Let me see. BC said, if I catch her making the plate, I'm grabbing it before it gets to my man. Okay, but it
That
shouldn't
part.
even. It shouldn't have got that far. BC, I'm just joking. They say, JD said, so if we're a guest somewhere, then no. If we're hosting, then it's cool. Okay. Yeah, that would look awkward if your woman, y'all are guests at a party or guests somewhere, and your woman is making all the men the plate. I mean, but I tend to do that too. You know what I'm saying? If I'm somewhere and I'm like, you want me to get it for you? Because men, they so sad. They don't know nothing. They just don't know nothing. They don't. They don't not do nothing. Right, guy? And y'all
I've
make sure.
definitely done it.
Let me say absolutely. I'm Nigerian/Canadian. Hello, hey, my Vivid Life. How are you, girl? What's going on? So, my Vivid Life, how do you feel about fixing a plate for your man? And how do you feel about fixing a plate for men in general? So, how do y'all feel about that? Yeah, I just don't get what the hang up is. I really, really don't get what the hang up is. I honestly do not. Um, And y'all, if y'all want to call in, I'm gonna drop the link. Here's a call-in number. We're gonna try something different. Sometimes people don't want to come on screen. So if y'all prefer to call in, that's the number. Or if y'all prefer to come on this way, we can do that too. Hold on. Hold on, how do I
Ooh,
do
we
this?
big time now. We got a phone number.
I know, right? It's a number I already have, but I was like, let me try on Steve the Dean. He does the phone thing. I said, let me give that a try. Why
Yeah, I
not?
like the phone thing.
Yeah, it does. I like to see people too, so we'll give it a try. And here's the stream here. If anyone want to pop up and talk, For my man, yes, all day, honey. Okay, my vivid life. Big ups to my vivid life. Um, JD, if we go to a gathering, I usually ask the female host if she needs help. If she says yes, I will fix plates for people or just for my man. So CJOJ, is how is it in Canada? Do y'all, are the African American, well, not African American, but are the black women there? Are they prone to fix plates? Or like what? How do they handle that? Because in America, I mean, Kay, what do you think? What's going on in America? I mean, I just know in general, women these days, they kind of, not to sound like a pick me, I hate it. But they kind of, so do you think, and like I said, this is just the appetizer before we get into our main talking point, but you think that black women, and we're talking about black women because that's what we are and that's what I care about. Do you think they are fed up with men? And so they feel like they don't, okay, you think they're tired of the ride and die and they realize the ride and die culture is getting us nowhere. And so now they're taking it, they scaling it back too far. Or do you think
Yes, that's part of it. I think that is part of it. I
are
think, first of all, you can't be ride or die for everybody. How many times we gonna do ride or die?
right? Some women are
And then
dying.
he gone. Now I got to do ride or die for somebody else. Then he gone. Now I got to do ride or die again. You know, it's like you want that one that you can literally be the ride or die for. And if
Right.
you've done it 10, 20, 30 times, by the time you find that one that you can actually be a ride or die for, you tired of it. So you're like, yeah, you good. And
Right.
you've already developed that sense of independence and that mindset. If I'm not going to keep treating men like kings, and then no one's treating me like a queen, I'm fed up. I'm tired. He got him. I got me.
Right. So how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think it's because of the ride and die culture? And we realizing as black women that gotten us absolutely nowhere. I mean,
Yep.
like, how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that? Or is just we weren't raised because we were raised to be strong and independent, and our mothers didn't teach us how to, you
Be
know,
submissive or
yeah, have a servant heart in general. And a third factor is, are we just selfish people in general? Not men, just women, but men and women. Are we just in a selfish culture that's why we just don't want to do nothing for nobody? So three things. Is it the riding down culture we tired of? Is it our mama ain't teach us no better? Or what was the third thing again? I done forgot that quick.
okay. Um,
Or is it number three, y'all?
okay, so I think part of the problem that we'll have to deal with or actually see for what it is that we've fallen sorry, we've fallen so
Mhm.
I'm still choking on it. Sorry, give me a second. 1 minute.
Okay, let her work that out.
Oh,
All right,
I'm
you back.
choking that bad, girl.
I was trying to help you out. I didn't know when I start choking, I'm all over the place, honey. I'm thrashing
Mm-mm.
and everything all around, honey.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, let me see. Okay, so
Hmm.
if we as a culture, we've fallen so far away from being submissive women as over time. See, when women were stay-at-home moms or whatnot, it was so much easier to just fall into a submissive role and to automatically do those things for your husband because you didn't have a whole lot of stuff outside of the house to do.
Hmm.
But once you are into the workforce, into your career, building yourself up, being submissive or and even doing something as simple as fixing your husband's plate comes off as demeaning.
Oh, okay.
You're like, I'm a college educated woman with a six-figure
Was fixing
salary
your
doing this,
husband's
that, and other.
plate comes
I'm not
off
about to
as
fix a
demeaning.
motherfucker's plate. He got 2 legs. What's wrong with his hands? Why he can't fix his own damn plate?
Okay.
And they see submissiveness as weakness versus the strength that it actually is.
Right. And
So,
just having a loving and caring heart too.
right, that part too. But in general, if you're looking at fixing a plate as being beneath you, it's the mindset that's the problem.
Okay.
So it's not even about hospitality, act of kindness, or something like that. It's beneath me. I'm not doing that. What's wrong with him? Why he can't do it for himself? I'm not serving any man. That's the mentality.
Gotcha. BC said it's a routine gender role. When women stop doing things like that, it usually means she's not as thoughtful toward him anymore. Bad sign, even if it's okay to the couple. That's true.
But did she ever do it?
Yeah, true. For men, I
Most
don't
women
think.
don't stop doing it unless they're angry about something.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's either is in you or not.
Right. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it.
Right. Exactly. So y'all put in the chat, like, and y'all guys, like, do y'all like how do y'all feel about that? Are like do y'all see a lot of women doing it? Have y'all ever seen women into fixing a man plate, for y'all, or have y'all noticed it in general? Are y'all the only ones getting y'all plates fixed or not getting it fixed? Put in the chat. My vivid life say for men, I don't think my dude will like that unless it's one of his family members. Maybe I need to ask. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Unique view. Thank you. Yeah, make sure and like it on the way in. Let's see. Thank you. CJLJ, same here. If a person in my vicinity shares that they're hungry, I'll offer a fix a plate. Okay. Yeah, we've fallen off. Women, we have really fallen off. Or yeah, so I see Patrice. Thank you, Patrice, because I really forgot what number 3 was, even though I just said it. BC said, this literally forgot. I don't know any women that don't fix plates for people men. Really? Well, you just hang on. I know. I see it all day long. I mean, and they were like, I'm not fixing him, but he got 2 hands, you know. I mean, so y'all think it's more so just a selfish culture type thing? Hey, Big Dave. Big Dave is back. Black women need to look outside of their race to open their options. Black men do. And that is true. But that's the whole premise of this channel, because at the end of the day, Dave, I mean, and Kay may disagree with me. I'm not really sure where her stance is on. I do know actually. But I mean, like with me, I'm gonna be honest. I want a black man. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was, I'll go with anything. If a good person is a good person, especially at this phase in my life. But my first preference is what I know, which is a black man. And a lot of black women feel like they want to give up on black men, but I don't think that's the case. Yes, there are more black women than black men when it comes to availability of good black men per se. But I think there are plenty of them if you have the right perspective and you have a game plan. My man better not get a fixed plate by another lady. What you can do, my vivid life? You can do some of that karate. Yeah.
Ma'am. You don't get your whole life together.
Let me see. It's amazing to me that this is an issue in the black communities. It is so menial and simple. We're really on life support in the black community. Sad but true, and that is very much the case.
Life support. That is so well said.
Right.
That's a very accurate description of what we're dealing with right now.
Right. And I mean, and so what do we agree upon? What's the root cause? What's the root of it? Is the ride or die culture? Y'all putting in the chat, is the ride or die culture? Is it 2? Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think it's your mama, they ain't teach you, and or teach them rather. And 3, are we this selfish in general? And instead of trying to do more, are we just into scaling back in general? So put 1, 2, or 3 on what y'all think. I would love to know.
I think it's 4, pride.
Is number 4?
4, pride.
Pride, or number 4, pride. Okay. Wow. You see, I remember the YouTube Beautiful Lie said he has a stern rule that he is the first man his woman serves. I think he also said it was her responsibility to make other men know their place. I wonder what he means by that. Elaborate on that, BC. or give us a call in or join the link in and let me know. I would love to know what that means. I like to serve others. Yep. Yeah, I think this, overall, what kind of heart you have. I think if you don't serve your man and then these, a lot of times for what they're saying, a lot of times these are men who provide for their women, who are providers, who are taking care of most of the business, taking care of the business, and these women still don't want to do anything. They, like you said, Kay, they still think it's pride and they think they're above it. It used to be normal thing when I was growing up, not so much now. That is true.
Well, think about it for a second now. If you think about it, back in the day when our parents were young couples and stuff like that, or even when as they got older, and mom is fixing daddy's plate, and she makes sure he get the big piece of chicken.
Right.
She fixes plate whether he's home or not before anybody else gets a drop to eat. Right? Then everybody else gets whatever's left over. But provisions are always made for daddy.
Right.
And daddy could be a whore. Daddy could have a whole nother family.
You ain't never
Daddy could
lied.
be a piece of shit. He could be abusive. But as a little girl, what
Girl.
you're seeing is your mom be subservient to a man that may be treating her like shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your
Facts.
motivation to go and do the same?
Right. So you're saying is we kind of saw it from, what we grew up seeing, and
Mm-hmm.
we're like, we're never gonna be that type of woman.
Right,
It's a
exactly. Because that was my mindset was similar to that. Based on what I saw growing up, I was like, but my perspective on it was, why do you treat him like a king when he doesn't treat you like a queen?
okay.
But I
Right.
didn't turn that into, I'm never going to treat my man like a king. I processed that to say, my man's gonna have to treat me like a queen, and I'm gonna treat him like a king. But he's not gonna automatically get king treatment because he got a penis.
Right.
So,
Um,
but the next child is not going to necessarily process it the same way.
just like if you're an alcohol, if you grew up in a home with alcoholism, it's either you
Hmm.
do one or two things. Either
Excuse me.
you look at it and you're like, I never want to drink a drop of alcohol, or you grow up and saying, well, do you become an alcoholic? So it's either, it's how you interpret it. How you
Like hurt
doing?
people hurt people.
Yep. How you doing, Miss Patrice? What you got to say, girl?
Hey, ladies.
Hey,
You know,
how was your Thanksgiving?
I don't celebrate holidays anymore,
Oh,
but
okay.
my weekend
None.
was great.
Okay,
my weekend,
good.
my weekend was great. How was you, ladies' weekend?
It was pretty
That
good.
was wonderful.
It was pretty
Good,
good.
good. You know, God, we we are so sick in our communities. We really messed up, and I'm realizing, being on YouTube in these spaces, how
I
really,
know.
really sick our Black communities are. And that life support statement was something that
Right.
uh I can only come up with, that I can think of, that like we're literally hanging on by a thin line. Like we really on life support here,
Right.
with the relationships between Black women and Black men, and in these spaces, to even know that something so menial as to should a woman fix a man plate
I
is even
know.
being discussed in these spaces. It's just like, are we really that bad, y'all? Like, have we really, really, really,
Sunk that
really
low.
gotten way off of every moral, every value, every scruple, everything that we was taught to believe, or was raised to believe growing up? Or like, what we doing here? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Like what's really going on? Are we
Right.
really, really that bad? Is it really that bad, y'all? Like, somebody convince me that it's not that bad.
I mean, like JD Cotto said, he said it's rare for a woman under 40 to fix her man's plate. When the last time have y'all seen
Woo.
a younger woman say that just know to fall in line and fix a plate? When you think about it, would my daughter know to fix her man a plate? She doesn't have a man that I know of, but would she know? Did she, what I'm saying? Even when I was with her dad, and I wasn't really, all into it, but I still had that I hate to say, my baseline as a woman is better than most women's best. because these women have no
Clue.
foundation. Yeah, I mean, like, when the last time have you seen a woman under 40 do, fix a man's plate?
I
Right. I
actually see
mean,
quite a few over 40 that don't.
I was raised. Yeah. No, I mean, I was raised that way, watching my mother and my aunts, fix their husbands and men's and their lives plate. And it was just a natural thing that, was taught and that I watched and saw and I picked up on. And then, helping my mom raise my niece. My niece now does it. She's very modern, but she will fix her boyfriend's plate. I have seen it. But I mean, it used to be a
Okay.
thing, even if they weren't around, like if we was still having dinners or barbecues, like that plate was already fixed and wrapped up and ready for them when they come home, or ready for them when
Right.
they get off, or ready for them, what I mean? If they
Right.
just coming through, getting ready to go to work, we still made sure they had the plate to take to work, like all of that. Like, girl, listen, if this is conversations, like, listen, Linda, listen.
Yeah. And even like on the I didn't get a chance to really see all of the TLA, the lead attorney. But
Mhm.
still, like, he was saying something about, these women have men that provide for them, that is, taking care of the household, and they still don't want to fix a man's plate.
You're
What
right,
is
but you know what? Kay was also right, because the women back in those times that were doing that were still women that were being abused in
Oh, okay.
relationships, and they still was being that woman of the house, fixing that man's plate and making sure that the house was clean, the laundry was that. These were women that were going through abusive relationships a lot of times. So I think it's a combination of all three, K. I really do. I think it's a combination of all four of those things, even what Kay said:
Right.
pride, selfishness, ride or die mentality, like all of it, like all rolled up in one, especially with these modern younger generation of people, and the fact that they just don't want to listen. They're very stubborn. They don't want you to tell them anything when you try to tell
Right.
them something about, what they should do for their man or boyfriend, and they want to tell you, shut up, man, your own business. You know, this my man, all type of thing. Like, I've had that happen to me with my nieces and cousins.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I'm, I'm happy. I'm having conversations with them, and these are women that are single mothers. These are women that are, or may not have kids, and they talking about, I don't want a man, I don't want a husband, I don't need a man, I'm independent, because they got degrees, they make good money. I'm like, yeah, but you're gonna
Right.
end up alone with a goddamn cat dying old, and being alone if you keep having that damn mentality. Like, and it's
Right.
like, oh my God, it's like preaching to a
A
brick
brick
wall,
wall.
because they just don't get it. They just don't get it.
And the thing is, like, especially like on like Kevin Samuels and, just in the Black manosphere, they love to blame us older women on the behaviors of the young girls. And they want to blame us because, first of all, they don't want to deal with us because they know we know better, as in we ain't put up with their bullshit. Okay. They know that. Number one. And number two, I mean, like, that, they try to blame us for everything, but they don't understand, like you just said, Patrice, we try to talk to these younger women and they do not want to listen. They really think that we don't know what we're talking about. They think we're lame. And all we're trying to do is just give them good advice, because when you're young, okay, maybe that degree and being able to say I'm this and I'm that is warm and fuzzy, but at the end of the day, you can't take that degree with you when you die. That degree, don't keep you warm. That degree don't come with you on Thanksgiving when you all by yourself. None of that matters. And so you're right.
True.
I mean, but they love. But so why do you think that the Black manosphere like to blame us older women for how these younger girls are behaving?
I believe it's some truth in some spaces, right? Especially in your more ghetto urban communities where there's poverty. A lot of it is true. A lot of the older generation have failed some of the younger generation. And I say that because their parents, either the mother or the father or both, was on drugs or alcoholics. The dad was in jail. The father wasn't around. It's a lot of things that catered to that in the Black communities that were very poverty stricken. That was the reason why for a lot of that failure and the broken downness of the poverty that caused that to happen in the Black community. So there was definitely some failure there. There is some responsibility and accountability for the older generation. This is why I'm in these spaces now, giving back with, trying to be an example and a leader to talk to them about the mistakes I made in life and things of that nature. I don't have a daughter, but I have a son that I had to instill certain things in him, but I couldn't raise him as a man. So I had to have the help of my brothers and things of that nature because his father was overseas. And it was a lot of times when he wasn't there. So it's different reasons why we are in the scenario that we're in now. But I think now, like the Gen Zs and the millennials, they were raised by those Gen Xers that went through all of that in their lives, the drugs, the alcohol, the incarceration, underemployment, like all the things in those impoverished communities in our Black neighborhoods that cause all those things. So I think children like them, when they come up now, they don't have a clue because they didn't have nobody there to give them a clue.
Right.
So I can see two sides of the coin. I can. It's not all. I'm saying some. So everybody calm down. It's not all, but it is some.
Right. And I love what CJOJ said. I think she was chiming in, and Patrice and Kay, we all can literally say that our baseline as women and how we, our mindset towards men and how we know how to navigate, how to have a servant heart per se, is better than, is better than these girls' best. This is. And Unique View want to be real messy. He wants to say Becky, Maria, and Kim will fix a plate. Really?
But he's right. But he's absolutely right.
But will they?
Yeah, because in those cultures,
without hesitation.
Yes, in those cultures,
they will fix a plate and they do it with a smile.
Yep. And those in Hispanic cultures and in African cultures and a lot of those different cultures, the man, they treated that man, they will fix those plates. They will make sure those men will eat. Now, when I was married, I would fix my husband's plate first. But if like before my brothers got married and stuff, if they didn't have their girlfriends there to fix their plates, I will fix my brother's plates. I will fix my uncle's plates if they came, without a woman or anything of that nature. Of course, I would do that, for my relatives, but I would not fix another man's plate unless I asked my husband it was okay that I fixed his brother's plate or his cousin's plate or something like that. And he'd be like, yeah, it's cool, baby, go ahead and do it. Then you know what I mean? It's because, listen, it's a protocol and it's a respect that you give a man.
Right.
So like I was going to add to that is one of the things that other cultures teach their children is they teach their daughters to serve their brothers too.
Right.
So all of the men are always served. There's not a question about a man having to get up and fix a plate for himself. It just doesn't happen.
And that starts with the training in that culture. They have to serve their fathers and their brothers because they're in training to be wives. So that's the reasoning a lot of times behind those cultures, that they are literally training those young ladies to become wives. So you have to learn how to serve the men first. So you're going to serve your father, you're going to serve your brothers, and you're going to know what that looks like to serve your husband when you become a wife.
I mean, but let's be fair. I'm not sure if I'm being devil's advocate or I'm just being fair. I mean, but we did not have the men in the homes to serve, and, everything is so disjointed, and, we didn't have the men there. They weren't there to be served, and mom's not home, and, so is that really our fault that the young women, that us older women didn't teach the younger women?
No, it's not. You know why? Because they weren't there and you wasn't taught it. You didn't know, and you don't know what you don't know. Right. Period. You don't know what you don't know. If you listen, a lot of things that I wasn't taught by my mother that I either learned the hard way or just by maturing in life as a woman, I don't blame my mother for. her not knowing what she don't know. We've had those conversations, and she said, yeah, I didn't know myself because she wasn't taught that or raised that way. So it's a cycle in our community of things that happen, but you don't know what you don't know, period. That you can't, and
Right.
it's nobody to blame for not knowing what you don't know. You have to learn by life experiences and growing up and maturing in your womanhood as the same thing in your manhood. How can a boy know what it is to be a man if a father wasn't there and it wasn't a male figure to show him how to be that? And women need to quit saying they fathers, they've been the daddy and this and that. No, you ain't, because you can never teach a boy how to be a man. You
Right.
can raise him, but you can't teach him how to be a man. Period,
Oh
point
Lord,
blank.
the mothers on Father's Day be the worst ones. I'm like, you are not his father. I'm sorry, you may be a really good mother, but you're not his father.
So what? So
Period.
what? So what? So for example, what would be the solution then? What would be the solution for these generation of women? You know, because it does look bad. You know, like we have dating coaches that don't want to deal with black women, even though they're making millions of dollars. Hooking black women up and try to find them love and stuff like. I mean, we're really getting a bad rap. I mean, even from our own fellow sisters. So what can be a possible solution? I mean, is you
Tish,
know,
that's anything. Tish, that's anything in the black community when somebody trying to fight for the rights of the people that look like you. It's the people that look like you gonna give you the most backlash.
yeah,
That's been since the beginning of the time. But does it stop you from fighting? Does it stop you from talking? Does it stop you from, trying to, be that gap between? It shouldn't, but it's going to always be people like that in the black community, and that's why we'll never have unity. We only can have unity to the ones that are like-minded. The ones
right.
that are not, unfortunately, gonna have to fall by the wayside. Sorry, not sorry.
Mhm. So let me actually
Like-minded and or open-minded.
Exactly.
so let me ask you this. So how do you feel about all these dating coaches turning on black? Do you see it as them turning on black women?
No,
Or
no, they woe out. They woe out. Listen, our black community can wear us the hell out, girl. We for real. Our own people can wear us out. Listen. If y'all don't remember, but I don't know, maybe you are old enough to remember. But when
mm,
Sister Soldier used to sit on
right,
platforms talking about the black community and the changes that the black men and the black women need to do and how we need to rise up and do this and do that. You know why she don't do it no more? Because her,
why?
her own people that look like her wore her the hell out. And she
Hmm.
started becoming an author and writing books. Now she's a best-selling author that write books. Our people wear us the hell out. So the April Masons, the Yana Van Sants, and all these life coaches, men and women that are trying to get us to be a better community, our own people fight us the most.
I mean, but I have to beg to differ. I mean, I think okay, we do wear each other out, but everything mutates, everything changes. It's like a virus in a way. So I think you have to learn how to navigate the communication. I mean, how can you really get tired of a cause that you're passionate about? I mean, I guess is easy,
Really?
but yeah, I mean,
It's
but
it's
you.
called retirement. It's called it's called retirement. They
No, but
retire.
seriously, if you keep hitting a brick wall, especially with the same people you're trying to help, it does get to the point where you're just like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, I love what
You
My
know,
Vivid Life said. Very stubborn generation, entitled too. So I guess the plate fixing days are over, huh?
we are hardest on ourselves. You think about it for a second.
Okay,
Okay, so we all, I'm assuming we all try to support Black-owned businesses, right?
right.
But the first time this particular Black-owned business
True.
didn't give you the service you wanted or something went wrong, you say, screw them. I'm not going back over there, right? But then you go to Walmart, they shit on us. You go to McDonald's, you get shitty service. All these places we go to every day that are not Black owned, that shit on us on a regular basis, treat us like crap, want to check our receipts, but then check the white person that walked out in front of us, racial profiling, all that stuff, and we'll be right back there next week.
Yep.
We treat
That's
our
true.
own worse than we treat everybody else. We don't
That is
give
But you
ourselves, we
all
don't
have
give
to
our
understand
community
the
second
greatest,
and
the
third
greatest.
chances, but we give third, 50th, and 3,000th chances to
Exactly.
white established businesses. So it's the same mentality when, we all want to say each one teach one. We try to bring them into the fold. We try to teach these young girls how to do something different. We try to give them what their mothers didn't or whatever the case may be.
and I love, I
Yep.
love,
And
I love
that
what
they're going to be the hardest to resist.
I love what JD.
Absolutely.
I love what JD Cotto said. He said the problem is that younger generation don't want to listen to older women. But JD, could you please tell all the black men, Manospiritus, because they love blaming us for everything. Because, like I said, they don't want to deal with the older women because we know what time it is. We ain't gonna put up with no foolishness. They feel what they want to deal with the younger women because they're easier to manipulate or to get desired results. But then when the younger woman not getting them what the older women know to do, they want to blame it on us, and these younger women, you can't train them, honey. You can't train them. So Africa said
Yeah,
it's
okay.
okay. It's you can train on younger women.
Look, I was just talking to a young man today, talking about his roster
Okay.
and how he's got these girls trained now to do for him, so they can they're jockeying for position.
Oh,
Yeah, they're trainable. They're
okay.
just trainable by him, not necessarily by you.
Oh, okay. So okay, they trainable in negative ways. And so the man creates an environment of competition. So they're okay, yeah. Um, Africa
That
sa-
bullshit.
Africa said it's okay because many women will end up alone. Most older women spend their mid years wiping their husbands' butt. Better to be alone than that. You right about that. And I ain't trying. I mean, unless he was already good to me and things happen, but yeah, I'm not gonna go into a situation and a year later I have to wipe butt. I'm not doing that. Um,
Exactly.
Okay, that being said,
mhm.
I had a conversation with someone recently, and that's what they do at this point for their husband. But they were on that "we dating for 15 years" thing, and then they finally get married, and now I'm wiping your ass.
Yeah, they will do that. Especially those countrymen. They will want to play like they all that. And then as soon as they know they about to croak or something's gonna go wrong, they hurry up and change their tune. So ladies, if an older man all of a sudden changes their tune, give it another 6 months and see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah, because I always say they wait till they get old and that thing don't work no more. They got all kind of medical health issues, one foot in the grave. Then they want to get married and settle down.
Because they need somebody to wipe their ass.
Okay.
Because they don't need somebody to take care of them. That's right. So be careful with that. Be wise.
Right. Give it another 6 months. If they ain't been worrying about it in 15 years, you can wait another 6 months. CJOJ said, I think younger women may see older women as pick me's. No, we're just old school and we know, how things should go. Older women also need to unlearn a lot, though. You spending your good years catering to a man and being left is problematic.
Who said that?
Africa 1, 2, 3, 4. I have it up on the screen now.
Older women
Woo.
need to unlearn a lot, though. You spend your good years catering to a man and being left is problem. Yeah, well, I get that point because there are some older women that have been with a man forever and a day, and he ain't married her yet. And she's still catering, hoping she gonna get that ring and end up being that wifey, and she giving that man the best years of her life.
You ain't never lied.
Sad,
Okay.
sad.
Oh,
Yeah. So how long? Let me ask you this. This is a sidebar. How long y'all think a woman should, especially in our 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever? How long do y'all think a woman should date a man without marriage before it's like, damn it, it's time to move on? How long y'all think?
I think within 2 years they should be in engagement, 3 years max single. I mean, 3 years max as a couple, but not married.
Yeah, well, I told y'all I broke up with mine after 2.5 years, and he didn't want to take it to that next level. I left the relationship, period, point blank.
Was that
Yeah,
hard? Was that hard to do when
Of
it was
course.
really nothing wrong?
Yeah, it was hard, but what do you want me to do when he changed his mind about getting married? I don't want nobody that want me. Not to the
Right.
extent of if we not on the same accord, and I left. Period, point blank. Yes, I got over the hurt, got over the anger and the things that I was feeling because of that, but I moved on and I'm in a good space and I'm glad, you know what I mean? Because why continue to stay? And I think that's a mistake women do.
Right.
I had a girlfriend 14 years still wearing an engagement ring.
Wow. 14
yeah,
years
Come
and getting
on,
married.
what
because you
we
sit
doing?
back and think, oh, I've already put 14 years in. Well, how many more are you gonna put in?
But you ain't the wife though, but you playing a
Right.
wife
You putting
role,
in
you doing
14 years as
everything.
a girlfriend. At
Listen,
what
I
point do
told
you
her,
say, okay, I've given you enough of my time. You
right?
clearly don't see me as worthy of your last name. So kick rocks.
What we doing exactly? And I mean, conversation she and I had that convinced her to finally leave him. She got involved with a man, and then he immediately married her, and she's happily
Wow.
married, and they done got a house building. She got a real estate license, doing very well. And I was like, baby, you should have did this years ago. But sometimes
The
it takes
timing ain't right.
another woman to have conversations with other women to tell them you deserve better,
Each one
only
teach one.
hoping that that woman listens. Because listen, black
Right.
women don't want to listen.
Nope.
Black women don't want to listen when you're trying to
Mm.
tell them. A lot of times they think you hating.
Oh
They
Think
think
yeah.
you
you bitter,
hating.
you hate, and God forbid if you're single too, then they really ain't trying to listen.
Right.
But
Exactly.
here's
It's
the
like, what,
thing.
girl, 14 years? Come on.
Here's the thing. I use this example a lot where guy friend of mine was with the chick for 20 years. They had 7 kids together. He
Mm.
had 3 outside kids while he was with her, and she helped take care of them 3 too. And then he dumps her and marries somebody else in 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He knew all along you were not the one.
Yep.
You
so
were
He was
the
just he was
until
just
I
holding on
find
to
the
her
one.
until he got something better. He just held
Until
on
I
to her
find the
until he
one.
found
That's who
something
you
better.
are.
Yep.
Until I find the one, I'll keep fucking with you.
and women, we need to really understand when a man is not marrying you, and please don't kid yourself to think, oh, I don't want to get married. Don't do that. I
Yeah, at
guess
least
if
be honest with yourself.
right.
Exactly. And I always thought that. And when I started seeing that every time I bring the subject up, he was avoiding it. And it was like pulling teeth to trying to get him to have the conversation. And I literally had to say, no, no, no. We ain't ignoring this. No, we're going to have this conversation. And when he
Right.
finally said those words to me, I don't want to get married, was the day I left.
Wow. That
Mrs.
was
Mary made a comment saying that a man knows if he wants to marry a woman within the first year. I absolutely
so
agree with that. That doesn't mean he's going to propose in that year because I think
Right.
he's probably still waiting to see if what he's seeing is what's real or if it's a show.
Yeah.
He
Right.
needs to know that it's the real deal before he puts a ring on it. But I believe a man, I honestly believe he knows in 6 months or
yeah,
less.
exactly. Yeah.
But then
Yeah. It might.
he
Yeah.
still got to test the waters and see how you respond to different things, and you know are you a real ride or die chick? If all the qualities you appear to have are really your qualities, that kind of thing. If eventually you're just going to be a no call no show, and the representative that's been in place all this time is going to stop showing up, you know is 1 year is a bit early to say, okay, I'm gonna marry her, but he knows if he wants to marry you. He definitely knows that already.
Right.
If he's
Mm-hmm.
actually gonna do it or not is a whole nother ball game.
Right. I believe that too, Kay, because he is studied, like watching behavior, watching all the people that he's meeting now that are in your life. He's watching the relationships you have with other people, how you treat them, how
Mm-hmm.
they treat you. He's watching that. Then if he ever meets your family, he's watching that interaction, all of that comes into play. So in 2.5 years, I was with my guy. He never got that chance to meet my family or anything because we were in Nevada and my family's in Illinois. So we never got that chance to like make that, actually go that extra mile to make that appointment for him to meet them. But then I started seeing things early on. And let's be clear, women, you see the red flags.
Right.
See them.
It's right there.
Stop not paying attention to them. We see the red flags when you put off things like not wanting to meet the family. When you put off things when there's an issue and you trying to have a conversation about your grown ass children that that you treat like kids. Like that was a problem for me. See, because that's not my problem, and that was his problem. Like he had a grown ass son that he treated like a 9-year-old, which let me knew as a woman, you would never put me first.
Right. Well, some women would take it as, oh, he's so nurturing, when they
Right,
want to prove themselves.
This is your grown ass kid that's been privileged his whole life, never had to work a job. I get him a damn job. He can't keep the job because he's a no call, no show. He's spoiled, and the ex-wife is still taking him fucking school shopping. Where they do that at?
School shopping for what at that age?
School shopping for college. Where they do that at?
How old was he?
He was 21. 21. Girl, listen. But I was like, but you know what?
Cut the umbilical cord.
Exactly. Listen, and then it was a time when he wanted me to accept that him and his son was going over to the ex-wife's house to have Thanksgiving dinner with their old friends, like they were still a fucking family and married.
Oh, no.
Where they do that at?
No, no, ma'am.
And I was like, oh no, we not doing that. Oh, she still want to go to the hockey games with me and some. No, the fuck she don't.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, y'all. So when you as women, when we see those behaviors, we know, okay, this is like what we doing here. And I told him, because y'all know I told y'all my last guy, he was white. I said it was only in the goddamn Caucasian community y'all do this bullshit. Cause like I ain't down for this right here. I'm not subscribing to that shit.
Right. I mean, because you could have ignored that, like, oh, that's how white people do things, or they doing it for the kid. But that was a full grown man. That was not a kid no more, a full grown man.
Listen, Linda. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not subscribing to that. I don't subscribe to that behavior. We not doing that. So he stopped all that when we was together. But it was still the other things that I knew the day that when I was taking him out for his birthday. Right. And his son called him and told him he had a goddamn flat tire. And you stopped the goddamn listen. Listen, don't you got AAA or something? Like, don't your son know how to fix a flat? Like he act like he was just couldn't do nothing. And we gotta interrupt our dinner.
Wow.
On the way to have dinner. I had to call the restaurant to push the time, and he had to go and help his son. Like, I was done then. I said, I will never be first in this man's life because he's going to always cater to his grown ass kid that he's still treating like he's 9 years old. I was so over that. I was so over that. And I think he realized it too. I think he realized that I would not accept a relationship or a marriage like that. And maybe that's why he said to me he didn't want to get married, because he knew I would never accept that.
Yeah, he wants you to play ball on his terms. I love how a story to tell us that also there's definitely no vetting going on nowadays. Woo!
The vetting is about how well you keep that ass tight and that belly flat. That's about as far as they vet nowadays.
Y'all, Patrice, Kay, no one is vetting. They are not vetting at all. And it's so surprising.
Not for the things that matter.
Right.
Right.
I mean, but then so surprised when things go terribly left, or they running through like 3, 4, having sex with 3, 4, 5, 6 guys a year. That's how you end up getting that high body count when you're not vetting. You think you're in a relationship because y'all on Instagram or Facebook or whatnot, you're showing yourself, and then it's over like 2 seconds later. It just makes no sense.
And how you gonna truly vet somebody in Atlanta? From what the lead attorney's saying is, after 3 days they want to be knocking the boots, as they say. They want, what are we doing here? Like, are we serious? That's not even enough time to vet a man or a woman. But the pressure like that is that bad in Atlanta, where you put that type of pressure on a woman that if she ain't giving it up after 3 or 4 dates, like, you bouncing.
I mean, to me, that's not even pressure to me. That kind of cleans everything up, because I'm really into wanting a husband. So if someone wants me to do X, Y, and Z and they're putting that pressure on me, I'm good. I'm like, okay, then. Oh, I already know what you're not going to be. I just keep it pushing. And that's how
Right.
we
And
should
you
be.
lost nothing. You've lost
Exactly.
absolutely nothing by saying kick rocks. I'm not that chick.
Right. You
Because
can't
you
miss what
just
you
gonna be
never
one in the
had.
number once you give up them draws.
Yeah. You can't miss what
You
you
just
never
one in the
had.
number.
Can't miss what you never had. I never had it, so how can I miss it?
I want to read Big Dave's comment. He
Mm-hmm.
said, I lost my wife to cancer 4 years ago. I did everything for her till her last day. People forget it happens to all of us in the end, and hopefully you have someone that loves you.
Oh, wow.
Oh
That's
yeah.
sweet.
That's
Thank you for
that's
sharing
crazy.
that, Dee.
Let
Thank
me
you for
tell you what,
sharing that.
first of all, that
Was
one
was
hits me hard. I've been dying to read that comment to y'all for a minute now because for
Mm-hmm.
me, I can't even picture my life without my husband.
Oh.
Um, and I know he would say the same thing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just I cannot imagine. But I know if something happens to him and he needs me to wipe his ass every day, I would do it and do it with a smile on my face because that's where I am with him. That's
Right.
you know,
exactly.
and I can't
But that
imagine why anyone would want to even take a chance of getting to an age, or even because sometimes it's not even an age thing. Because I just lost a dear friend of mine, and she was 46 years old, and she was in hospice. And when you have to, when someone needs to take care of you, you don't want it to be just a random nurse,
Right.
hoping that
exactly.
she don't abuse you in the process. You want somebody that loves you to take care of you, and
Yeah.
you people sitting around waiting until they done all the fucking they can possibly do, and their balls are now hanging to their knees before they start looking for a spouse.
One
Y'all gonna
foot
be
in the
coming up short
grave.
than a
They
mug. It's just,
exactly. One foot
you
in the
got these
grave. They
years.
got
These
diabetes, high
years
blood
are
pressure, high
important.
cholesterol.
Right. These years are important. Those your 30s and stuff like that. Not waiting until you're in your late 40s and 50s to settle down. These years of building something together with somebody matters.
Yeah.
You don't wait till you
Absolutely.
already built it and now you thinking you the hot shit and you gonna treat her like shit and she gotta suck up that shit. And then if she sucks it really well, then I'll think about marrying her. You gotta get on the ball long before that and start
And
seriously
it's so
looking for a
unfortunate
partner.
that and it's so unfortunate, Kay, that a lot of black men listen, listen, girl, I am on the damn sites trying to date, and these men are in they listen, black men are on these dating sites in they late 40s, early 50s to late 50s. And if you see some of the pictures on there, you would swear don't none of them listen. And they coming at me, a woman with style, a woman with class that's older. I know how to dress, I know how to talk, I know how to carry myself. And then you hit me up. You in your 50s or late 40s or 60, even early
Look,
60s.
look
And
like a
all of
mess.
your pictures, you dressed in gym shoes, your cap turned to the back, you got on jerseys, baggy jeans, talking about what's up, mom. I ain't first of all, I ain't your damn mom. Second
But
of
that's
all, look at
sexy.
my pictures and my profile and look at your pictures and your profile. Do it look like I want to be on your arms?
Girl,
Black men, I'm going to need you to level up. That's what
Ain't
I
no
said to
baddies
them.
out there.
I said, with all due respect, I'm going to
all
need
due
y'all to
respect.
level up. I say, y'all want a certain type of style of women.
For real. I mean, because I was
You know what
looking
I'm
on.
saying?
You're right. It's a mess on those dating sites. It's a hot mess. It's not even worth. It's definitely not worth the money. I mean, but I keep hearing about, and I even
But
have
I'm
friends.
saying, do they own a pair of dress slacks? Do they own a suit? Do they own a
Yeah, they
pair of
got one
dress
for
shoes and a
funerals.
dress shirt? Can
They
you
got one
show me
ready
at
for
least
funerals.
that you know how to dress up when you maybe have went to a wedding, you may have went to church? Like, show me some of that.
Right.
Show me
Yeah.
that you're well groomed, that your mustache is trimmed and it's on point. And if you bald head, show me that you're well groomed on your head and in your face, and you know how
Girl.
to dress. So if we go out I'm on a lot of red carpets. I go to a lot of events, being in the entertainment industry. You think I want you on my arms and you don't know how to dress, representing me, or we representing each other as a couple?
Right.
Hell to the no. So black men, I'm gonna need you to level up. Let me see you in something other than a goddamn jersey with your head cocked to the side or to the back with your baggy ass jeans on. Talking about what up, mom?
Let me say this in defense of some men, because some just don't know better. Okay, that doesn't mean that he can't dress up when he's ready to dress up. And I only say that because my husband looked like a bum
No,
most of
no,
the
but
time.
girl, if you
I'm
got
just saying.
7
I'm
pictures
just
and
saying.
all of
No,
them
no,
is the
no.
same,
Listen, no,
you're
listen,
not
listen,
showing me no versatility. You're
listen.
not
I'm just
showing me
saying,
no
if you see
versatility.
him out 9 times out of 10, if he's not with me, he's pretty much dressed like a bum. He just doesn't give a rat's
Oh,
behind. But
we
so
talking about dating sites
Your
though.
I
That's
husband
know
taking,
that. I'm just
honey.
saying
Your
in
husband is married.
general. I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying. I'm just saying in general. I wouldn't assume too much. I'm assuming if a man is ready to go out, he's gonna dress it up. But a lot of these guys, especially the older men, they really think that that's appealing to women right now. So that's what they're putting
Listen,
out there
if
because
you
they
can't
don't
show
know
me,
any better.
if you can't show me no versatility that, hey, I can dress sporty, I can dress casual, and I can dress up, like my pictures represent all of my phases of, like, I can show you that, yes, I can dress down, I can wear a jogging suit and gym shoes, I can show you that I can dress casual, I can also show you that I can motherfucking dress after 5, like black tie to the nines. All my pictures represent all of that. So if you giving me 7 pictures of you and all of them is the same, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to level up.
Okay, I was trying to defend the bummy looking man because I'm just saying.
I mean, but
I'm
this is
sorry,
I try to
Pookie
give
and
him
Ray
a shout out.
Rays.
I mean, but this is
Hold on. There was let me see.
but this is
Someone
like
said about
dating.
the 3 years. Hold on.
This is like dating websites, and they're supposed to be putting their best foot forward.
I
And they just
agree.
and these older. No, I mean, I'm not saying to you because I've been on the dating sites, and it's like these guys are ridiculous. Like, oh my god, and they want to because they a lot of times they be hitting up the young girls, and they trying to then they try to trickle over to the older women, and it's like no, it's not even gonna work with the young girls.
And
It's a
you want me
mess.
to fix your plate? Come on now.
Okay.
You
So
want me to
BC
fix
said,
your plate and you ain't representing me wanting to fix your plate.
Girl, you
okay.
ain't never lie.
So BC said, so max 3 years. What's the shortest amount of time y'all think a couple should be together? I
Before
guess
marriage,
before getting married, I guess. I wanted a better explanation of the question she's asking there.
I think within a year. But you know me, I'll get married after 2 weeks. But within a,
This
I,
chick, I
I,
can't knock out.
I ain't gonna lie, I got married within a month. That was terrible. I was so naughty. Oh, it was so much fun. But yeah, it's just within a year. I mean, it depends on your age. I think if you're in your 40s and you can, you know the lay of the land, you can read the room, your discernment skills are on fleek, on par, then you could definitely get married, meet someone, date, and get married within a year and then be successful. I mean, that's my opinion. What y'all think?
I mean,
I do
I
think it
definitely
depends on
know.
age.
It
Yeah.
depends on age. I do agree with that too. I think the older we get, the less time we need to be wasting. But I have a good girlfriend, and she met her husband, and they were married within a year, and 20 years later, they're still married. So it's it it just depends on who you're dealing with.
I think it's
Yeah.
And
a
if
mindset
people are
too.
sitting down and having, really good conversations and spending really
Mhm.
good quality time together, and not just
Right.
focused on the
Yes.
materialistic things or the physical things, and really spend time getting to know each other, they can truly get to a point where they can be ready for marriage within a year. But you have to be focused on each other and not be dealing with other people simultaneously. Because if you're dealing with others at the same time,
Mhm.
you really can't get to know one person
Facts.
because you're too busy
Facts.
mixing souls with everybody else.
Facts. That's facts. And I think the age and the mindset comes into play too when
Yeah.
you're talking about where you are in life too, right? Because it's
Right.
different for women than it is for men, especially if you're a woman in your 30s and now you want to get married because you want to have children, so that your biological clock has a lot to do with that. And sometimes you could be there and ready, and that man may not be. It could be where, if you're younger in your 20s and somebody has not completed law school or medical school, is it wise to get married during that time, or should you wait till after? It
Right.
has a lot to do with where you are in life and your mindset and your age as well.
Right. But what about like in your like 30s and 40s? What do y'all think? Like it's I mean, within a year is good. I mean, but definitely, I think within 2 years. I think if you're in your 40s, definitely, and you pissing around with someone for over 2 years, that man don't want you, because they should be in the mindset of wanting to build a legacy, build a life, build a legacy. And I think that's a big problem with a lot of men. Our men, they're not thinking legacy mindset. They're just thinking about day to day. And that's the thing that I
Right.
noticed in other communities. They're thinking about, like I mentioned before, in pharmacy school, like all of the white girls were getting these big rocks and stuff because of the white guys were thinking legacy and thinking future, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas the black guys, they just want to get their money and floss and let me see, what can I accomplish by myself. I mean, I really literally had a guy I was engaged to. His mother said, "Well, why don't you, wait and he wait and just let him see all the things he can do by himself." It's like, even the mother is doing that. But I like what Poppy said. Poppy said, FYI, there is no solution, sister. Actually, it's going to get worse before it get any better. I can bet that. Have y'all seen the next generation coming up? They are worse.
Yeah, unfortunately, Poppy, is that's the truth, because of things like reality TV and
Yeah,
social media. What is portrayed, in our communities, unfortunately, is toxicity. And it's where these younger generations are trying to live their lives vicariously through celebrities, through reality TV
right.
celebrities, through IG models. Like, look at the pressure that's being put on young girls. When I was coming up, I never not dislike my body so much as I see a lot of these young Black women are hating their bodies and feeling like they have to get all of these enhancements for them to be considered beautiful, or
Right.
considered the woman that's going to get the bag because she got a bigger derriere, or she got bigger boobs, or like the pressure of that. Coming up, that like, oh my God, it's all the toxicity that is in a Black community. That's the reason why we on life support right now, and the
Right.
behaviors.
I got a
Right.
question because
Mhm.
Adrian Nash said, "Fix your own damn plate and don't mess up my kitchen."
Well, you only got to know Adrian to know, why she say that. Her story is unique and different, because Adrian grew up where the roles were reversed. Her and her mother carried the masculine role, while the father and her brother sat there and watched them do it. So we
Oh, okay.
can't really get mad at
Right.
somebody that came up in a way. Like I said, guys, we only know what we know, right?
Right. I
Right.
mean, but I mean,
You know.
but like you said, with men, if you don't have father around you, we still expect men to know how to be men and to learn and get mentorship. So it should be the same thing with us. We don't know any better, because maybe we didn't have a mentor or a mom or whatever. But still, we should. I mean, how do we find a balance of knowing what is supposed to be and not being taught? I mean, we supposed to find out some way, somehow, right?
Yeah,
But
but
I,
like
but
you said, where do we get it from? Where are we gonna get it?
yeah, because the show ain't social media. But you know what, Patrice, though,
Hell
like
no.
like Poppy said, it's only getting worse. But you know what that means for us, Patrice, our single women. That
Mhm.
that keeps us in the game.
That keep us in the game, huh? Girl, I'm telling you, but the game is the game. Listen, the game is not fair anymore. It's not a fair game,
I
right?
mean,
Like,
Was
but
it
the same.
ever?
I mean, but at the same time, men still want their plates fixed. So even though men are loving all these Instagram models, they love how these new women, the younger women aren't doing this. I mean, doing extra this or extra that. Us older women aren't doing. They still want their plate fixed. They still want some type of traditional, um, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So
And
that's what helps
Mhm.
us out. That's what comes, that's how we get, stay in the game.
Right. Like we know the traditions of those things based off of the things that we had to learn that wasn't even taught to us by our mothers, right? Or
Right.
maybe perhaps late because later in life I got some OGs in my family that helped raise me, my godmothers, a couple of aunties, a couple of friends along the way, some of my girlfriends' mothers that knew certain things that my mother didn't know, or vice versa. Like it's different, different scenarios of how you were raised in, as a young woman coming up in your community. Whoever was around you, would help in that, played that part. I grew up where it was neighborhoods and communities that helped raise you as a kid too. So
Right. That's
Mrs.
true.
Jones down the street, two doors down, Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones, they knew some things and said some stuff to me when they saw me
Right.
out there acting right or not doing right. But it's different now because don't nobody want you to say shit to their kids now. Just
Right.
let's
Right.
be
You
real.
you try to say something these kids today, you're gonna get cussed out.
Right. Hey, Angel, thank you for joining us. Angel said, my mom always told me to fix a plate, but I never respected it because she always fixed a plate, but men still treated her bad. She picked bad men though. And that's the
Absolutely.
thing. I mean, so it's like, is it the chicken or the egg? Is it because like I said, are we tired of these men? Are we tired of the bad treatment? Or is it that we just don't know? Let me see. Hello, Mrs. Mary. Good evening, everyone. I thank you for having this conversation. And we thank you, Mrs. Mary. Hey, Adrian, how you doing? Poppy Blanco says it's too late to fix it. That boat has sailed a long time ago. Big Dev said men and women need to set their egos aside if they want to succeed in a relationship. So true. Hey, and hey, Poppy. Hey, Black Tie. Well, those who have a manhood. Let me see. Thank you for showing support. All right, so let me see. Right, we give ourselves no grace. He said the like button. I'm sorry, I'm just reading. Okay, so Patrice, let me ask you this: what is the number one reason why us Black women are having a hard time getting a husband? What is the number one reason? And it's our fault. What are we not doing to get husbands as Black women?
Okay, first I want to make this statement and be clear.
Uh-huh.
Every conversation that we're having up here does not include all. Please know that. It
Okay.
includes some. I have to say
Mhm.
that because some people get in their feelings and thinking you talking about all Black men or all Black women. So let me just be clear with that.
Right. As a
I think,
collective. Uh-huh.
yes, as a collective in general, I think the number one reason is because of not wanting to listen and being stuck in your ways.
Okay.
I think that's the number one reason. When you don't want to listen and you're stuck in your ways, even when you know you're doing wrong
Right.
and you don't want to change. That is a
Okay.
big problem for Black women. Some, not all. Let me be
Okay.
clear.
We stuck in our ways. Okay. What do you think, Kay? What's our number one reason, especially from your perspective, because you are successfully married and successfully so for almost 30 years. What are you saying with me and all these friends that you have who aren't married? What is the number one thing you're thinking? You know what? If you were to change X, Y, and Z, you would possibly get you a husband or have more to choose from in that pool.
Oh, that's such a long answer. But I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the phrase that Patrice used earlier. If you don't know what you don't know,
Okay.
and so but I'm also gonna add some the question I asked you several weeks ago when we were talking about you wanting to be married again, and my question to you was, were you ready to be a wife?
Right.
Because the problem I see most of the time, because I know a lot of really great women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say I know a lot of really great wives.
Mm.
Meaning, and I'm
Mm,
referring to those same single women that I know, most of them are not ready to be wives
Okay.
just because
mm,
they're great people. Just like I can even say this about my husband. When we got married. He's always been a great person, but he wasn't always a great husband because he just didn't know how to be a great husband. We
Mhm.
had to
Okay.
grow and learn some things together. And there were some things about me that I definitely needed to work on, but I thought I was ready and I wasn't necessarily ready.
Okay.
So, but of course, hindsight is 2020. I didn't know what I didn't know then, but now I know
Okay, you know what? And to that fact, you and your husband are one of the lucky black couples because most of the time when you have to grow into it, the way
you
you're
don't
saying you and your
survive.
husband did, a lot of times they don't survive.
Hmm.
The marriages don't survive, and that's one of the biggest percentages of the reason why black women and black men are not married. It's because they easily throw each other away and they
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
stay and fight. Remember, you used to hear your
Yeah.
grandparents or whatever say, we stayed through the trenches,
Right.
through the good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. We stayed through it and weathered it. And now here we
Yeah.
are, 40 years later, 50 years later.
And some of us hear those stories and we think, shit, I'd have been gone. You know,
Right.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
why she stay? Grandma was done. Grandma this. And some people you got to throw back. Everybody ain't worth fighting for.
Oh, yes, for sure. Because
But
if he whooping on your butt, you need to throw that away for
oh
sure.
yeah,
Right.
Because
oh
like
yeah,
we not gonna be like the mothers in the 50s and 60s that took that. Because my mother was one of them. Like we not doing that. Like I'm
right.
not gonna sit here. And this is the thing. Like I hate hearing people say people shouldn't tell people, when they should lead a marriage or should not. Yes, they should, depending on what the person is doing to them.
So,
Right.
Patrice, let me ask you a very direct question, and I'm asking myself to this: were we guilty of not fighting like we should have?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's both ends of that. Black women and black men are the blame of that. And no black belt, nobody is saying that the women are the only one in good health, and it's not the men. I can see that's why I have to always say
Hold,
some, not all.
hold
And
up,
it
but
works on both parts of the spectrum because there's a lot of obesity and unhealthiness in black women too. Now, black belt, are you satisfied that I said that?
I mean,
Some, not all.
but,
I
but,
told
but,
you.
I know, but let's be fair though. Let's be fair. Black women, we do live 10 years longer than black men. So we can say that our health is better. And the only reason our health is better because we do go to the doctor and we do stay on top of it more so, even with everything going on.
Yes.
So we technically can say that older women do have better. I mean, it doesn't have to be great, but it's great enough where we live 10 years longer on average.
Yeah, because we're going to get our mammograms, we're going to get our pap smears, we're going to
Right.
get our daily
But you know, the men ain't getting
checkups
their
and
finger up
yearly
their ass.
checkups. It's hard to tell. And the man could be sick, almost damn near dead, and he don't want to go to the doctor. He don't want to face the fact when he's starting to have ED problems. He don't want to go to the doctor and get his
Girl,
blood work
they
checked
are
and get
scared of
his
that finger.
testosterone level checked. He don't want to go and get the colonoscopies. He don't want to
Right.
go get his heart checked. He don't want to go get his blood pressure checked. He don't want to go see if he a diabetic, but
Oh,
he exemplifying all of the symptoms and everything. And
girl,
even as a
that
woman,
finger
you
up
trying
the
to tell it
ass
as a
is the scariest thing for men. They don't want that finger up their
I
ass for
mean,
nothing.
but they don't even get their blood pressures checked, or if they do have blood pressure issues, like I've heard jokes about for and working at a pharmacy. It is the truth. They rather get their Viagra and worry about that Viagra instead of worrying about that blood pressure medication they need to get. So even
exactly.
I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, my husband passed
Mhm.
out right after sex one day, right? Scared the shit out of me, right? He stood up and then his legs fell out from under him and he fell. And I was like, what just happened here, right? And when he comes to, I'm like, okay, we're going to the hospital. And he was like, no, I'm good. Wait, what?
No, you ain't
so,
good.
so it took me 3 days to get him to go, and I had to cut off sex to get him to go. That's the only reason he went, because I refused to have sex with him until after he went to the doctor.
And he has a woman to have to watch his back. Imagine how many men that, because they
Right.
so selfish and they don't want anybody, and that's why they be found dead in the basement, 2 weeks after they died, because they don't have anyone to look after them, because they want to do everything on their own. Or they want so many different women. Where are these women then? Where are these women when y'all found in the basement dead for 2 weeks? Anyway, Mrs. Mary said a man knows if he wants to marry a woman in the first year, definitely. Okay, y'all check this out. What Poppy Blanco saying? The number one problem is in the black community is black women want to be the man in a relationship so bad. Is that true? I don't think so. I think
So.
I think we want to relax, but we just can't relax because we got to keep it going.
I think the younger generation is that way. They're very headstrong and masculine. I do see that in with the younger generation, with the
Yeah.
Z's and millennials. I really do. I see it. Listen. I got nieces. I got young cousins in their 20s and 30s, and I see it all in them. That whole I'm an independent boss chick. I don't. That whole masculine energy of
But
whatever.
where
But
does
you're
that
gonna
come
still be
from?
stuck.
Does that come from the fact that uh they grew up watching a single mother do everything, and so they've learned the hard way not to depend on a man?
Partially, and then, like I said, the other part I really believe is reality TV and the media and entertainment and social media. All those things come into play. It really does. Because
What
I'm
is
telling
this
you, I look
about?
at some of the women in the younger generation, just the way they dress, the way they feel like they gotta look like what they see on TV. What they look like, they want to look like what they see in these celebrities. I'm telling y'all, that's what it is. A lot of it is what it is. They look and they see the Cardi B's. They look and they see the Nicki Minaj's. They look and they see the Megan Thee Stallions. They look and they see the Doja Cats, and I see some of the women dressing just like them, talking like them,
Yeah.
acting like them,
I mean, but
all
these
that
women,
masculine energy.
Bob, at behind closed doors, just like, Cardi said she don't cook or clean, and that's how she, but whatever, she get her ring. But
But
Offset
hell,
show,
she wealthy. She can afford to have people do shit for her. We
I mean,
talking
but
about regular folk.
right,
Like,
but
what's their excuse? What's
I
these
mean,
girls? They think they Cardi B and Megan, like you not her. You living your life through her vicariously, but you don't got her finances, sweetie.
right, but Offset showed a video of her vacuuming. So
No, that sweeping, and she can't sweep.
I mean, but
And
she,
she
you know what I'm
probably couldn't
saying?
even do that right.
Adrian Nash has a question for us. She said, question for the panel. Do you think Oprah is pining for Stedman to marry her? Like, if a woman is uber wealthy, economically sustainable, does she yearn to get married? I think so. I mean, I think Oprah, I mean, I don't know. I think because I remember so many times Oprah was, I'm getting married, da, 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 but she just felt like it was just probably too lukewarm, and she just probably like, what's the point? Seeing all these different stories, seeing all these different types of, relationships. She's like, what? Why
If
get
I
But
had
myself
Oprah
then,
together?
money, I
y'all
wouldn't
gotta
get married
realize,
neither.
Oprah is very Hollywoodized. She's very
Right,
Hollywoodized. We need to stop comparing our lives to those people. Our
right.
lives don't mirror those people. Those people,
That's so
Oprah
true.
protecting her billions. I wouldn't get married neither.
I
like
would.
for real. Like listen, it's a whole nother lifestyle, you guys, that y'all don't even know nothing about. That is, like I said, we mirror and want to see that, but we are not them and don't have their finances, their resources, they nothing. Like, why would you even want to be an Oprah? I'm not saying like maybe not have her success or wealth, but like, why would you want to be an Oprah?
Right. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to be the best you?
Right.
Hmm.
Even if you had her wealth and her resources and her success, when you want to be the best you.
So Patrice, would you
So
still,
why
if
do
you,
we keep using these celebrity? This is the problem. We're
yeah.
using celebrities as to mirror in our lives, and that's so such a fantasy.
Right, that's true. So Patrice, what would you want to get married if you had billions of dollars? Would you still desire marriage?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I like the institution of marriage and what it stands for and
Right.
how it matches up with my morals and values.
Right. I'm the same too. If I had a billions of dollars, I still would want to get married. I mean, I'm comfortable being single, but it is really nice having one, like all these ideas I have and, all these things I want to accomplish in life. I would love to have a man to bounce that off on and discuss it, I mean, and relationships aren't easy as all three of us know. Marriage is very, very, very difficult, but still, like you said, just the institution of it is just it's beautiful. Everything is hard. Being single is hard.
This is the thing. Think about growing old, being alone, and with a nurse in a nursing home. You may or may not have a kid. If you have a kid, you don't have that relationship like that with them, and they may leave you in a goddamn nursing home. Don't give a shit what happened to you. And you're growing old and you don't have nobody to take care of your affairs, to come and see about you, that care about you. Can you imagine living a life like that?
No. Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
No, I was just saying one time I was really, really sick. And I will never forget, I was stuck on my couch and I could see my purse because I always take Tylenol because I always get a headache at work. But I was so sick, I couldn't even get to my pocketbook to get the Tylenol. And I'm like, man, this is sucking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have someone to help me get some Tylenol. This is really ridiculous. I mean, I can have Dick around and Dick will get you Tylenol, but you have to give him some, Gucci. Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? But, just someone that's there to be observant of you, just someone there, it's just, now.
Listen. I live here, and then when I call C19, honey, and passed out and picked myself up off the floor, what if I wouldn't have got up off that floor? What if I wouldn't have became conscious? And I battled that by myself in this house, and having my family calling the police to do a welfare check on me to make sure I was okay.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, who want to go through all kind of stuff alone? As strong as you may say you are or want to be, we were created man for woman and woman for man, period, point blank.
Sorry. That's all.
I'm coming over there and I'm labeling your shit.
It's labeled. I'm so dumb. Okay, so my number one reason why Black women are having a hard time getting married is we're not intentional. We are not focused on getting married. Bottom line, period. Like I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she was with a guy, and all of us know that he didn't treat her that well. It was really lukewarm, mediocre crap or whatever. Okay, so they broke up, and so now she's into dating. She was upset that the guy that she was went on a couple of dates with, he wasn't trying to paw all over her. And I was like, listen, I said, do you want to get married? He was a good guy. He told her in advance, like all of the bad relationships on how women trip. He told her basically he wants to get married. He's looking for a wife. And he was nice enough, I think, to tell her that other women would talk junk and say, oh, I don't want to have sex. I believe, wait to marriage. And then as soon as he blow on her, she's spreading ego. You know what I'm saying? And men don't respect that, right? And so he was nice enough to tell her that, but she was upset because he told her he wants to be a husband, he wants a wife, but then he wasn't trying to paw over her in the first couple of dates. And so I asked her, I said, well, do you want a wife, a husband? And she was like, I think so. I said, do you want to get married? Do you want to get married? She said, actually, yes, I do. I said, so if you have a man that's telling you he's looking for a wife, I mean, believe it or not, however, why are you worrying about the wrong thing? Be appreciative that he was honest. Don't worry about why he's not pawing all over you in the first 2 dates. And think about intentionally how I'm going to navigate these dating streets so I can get the man I want to get married to one day.
That's what she's not being intentional. She's not being intentional. And listen, when you are want to become a wife, that's your priority.
Right.
You working on yourself every day to be that wife material. And when you realize you're ready to be that wife, that's a priority for you. Just like you put everything else as a priority
Right.
in your life, you need to put that as a priority in your life. And a lot of women are not
Exactly.
doing that.
Exactly. So I mean, what were you saying, Kay? Because you was giving me strange looks.
No, I was saying that her self-worth is
In her
in her
vagina.
vajayjay. Yeah. She's leading with the vagina, and she doesn't feel secure in him because he's not trying to get it.
Right. It was
She
throwing her
needs him to
off.
chase the vajayjay because that's what she's used to. She's not used to a real man that's actually looking for something concrete. She's used to men looking for some cookie.
Right. And I love what moments with Mickey Red. Hey, moments with Mickey Red. Thank you for coming. He said a man will be everything you need until you give him some cookie.
That's what my daddy told me.
Guys in the chat,
Yeah.
why y'all do that? Why y'all so Mr. Wonderful until y'all get some butt and then y'all act all goofy and
It's all
stuff?
about the chase. They want to chase the vajayjay. They're not chasing the woman. They're chasing what's between her legs.
Right.
They don't really care about
Yeah.
her
And it's
as a person,
unfortunate
as
your
an individual.
girlfriend,
Huh?
yeah, it's unfortunate your girlfriend obviously have been in relationships where she felt she had to give up the vajayjay, and she's leading by that, thinking that that's going to get her the prize, but she's so wrong, and that's going to give her nothing but, as they say in these YouTube streets, a high body count of men.
Right.
Mileage.
But at this point in the game, being in our 30s and 40s, she should know, she should understand that her last relationship didn't work and she was giving it out. So like when, so that's the thing, women, we
Girl,
have,
bye. People don't learn shit.
but that's the thing. And hopefully with this channel, that's what I want to get across. We want to get married. We on Time Magazine, it says that we are going to be 62% of us going to be single and alone. Okay, it does not have to be that way. So, but we have to have a game plan. I really believe, and I'm gonna say Black women as a collective because that's what my focus on is Black women. Kay. I mean, I'm not sure, how you feel about that, but we have to be
I'm good on that.
focused. Okay, good on that. Okay. We have to be intentional. We cannot go into wanting to be a wife with no kind of game plan. I mean, to be honest with you, that's why I haven't had, and I know y'all tired of me talk about this, but I haven't had sex in like 16 months because I know with me, I'll get caught up in the sex and I'm not really thinking about the quality of the man per se, or if we are a good match for marriage. I'm more so thinking when I'm gonna get next time, get me some, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that
Like, I
does
hope your
not,
Right.
dick is good.
yeah, and that's the only thing I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, girl, he did this. Oh, girl, he did that. Oh, girl, girl, girl. I'm like, boo, where you at? I'm horny. I had a really rough day. You get caught up in this whole world. And I'm not saying you have to wait until, sex before marriage, but you have to, I just know with me, I'm going to get caught up in worrying about this when I get some next dick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What say you, Patrice?
No, I agree with you totally. And it's good that you've come to that realization about yourself. See, that's the thing that women fool themselves about. And
Right.
that's why your girlfriend is where she is, because and hopefully that you can have these type of conversations with her and tell her, even from your own experience, that gets a woman nowhere but a lot of body
Right.
counts. And it's
Right.
good you come to the realization of that, because when you know better, what do? You do
Do
better.
better. Yeah,
And
and
you're doing better, girl.
high five. And I really think with my friend, I think I talked to her and I think she really got it. I just had to break it down to her. I had to be like, you just got out of a relationship. How did that work for you? And I'm not saying it was a sex thing or not, but that she had sex with the guy, but she was so stressed that after just I don't even think it was 3 days, that he wasn't trying to get. I said, okay, okay, he already told you that he gets basically bored when a woman gives him sex right away. He already told you this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say he does what men typically do and he tries to paw at you. That's why I call paw, try to get some sex from you. Okay, what next? How much of that pawing at you are you going to be able to tolerate before you give in? I said the number the number one reason why women trip up a lot in those scenarios, because you think you're going to be different. You think your vagina is going to be so great. You think your
It's gonna turn them.
personality, yeah, your vagina, along with your great personality. Listen, once men get, they say in the beginning of a relationship, a woman has the mental clarity, and the man is the one that's trying to figure things out. His clarity isn't great. After sex, the woman is the one that's trying to figure out everything, and the man is the one with the clarity. Okay, that's just all to it. It is what it is. So I think I got through to her, but I had to really break it all the way down. Otherwise, she was going to be in another situation. And I
She
said,
didn't learn
look,
shit. She didn't
and
learn shit.
you're right. And I mean, and then with UK, I brought it up how, okay, let's say, I said, you already had sex with one person this year. I said, let's say you have sex with this guy. I said, in 10 years, you can have like 20, 30, 40 bodies easily in 10 years. I said, you got to start thinking about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And men will love to say that they don't care about your body count. They're not going to talk about it. That's a big fat lie. They do care. I don't know what y'all think. I think men are
They
lying.
care. They care. I want to point out, Adrian asked a question. Adrian said, question to the panel and chat. What should I be depending on a man for?
That's a good question. What are men good for? Yeah, Patrice, why we want a man? What
I
we
got to
want one
cut my
for?
grass.
You said what,
Well,
Kay?
somebody got to cut this grass.
Listen, listen, Linda, listen. And Adrian, like I said, Adrian is unique in her own way. And that's because we've had conversations off these YouTube streets. But I think the
Mhm.
most of y'all have heard conversations that Adrian have had about her
Right.
upbringing and the role reversals in her home. So her situation is different and unique. I can only say to Adrian, do, whatever she feels is the need for her to have a man in her life. For her, for me in my house and in my relationship and marriage, I want is because I know that they are absolutely things that women don't need to do, that are men's job to do, that men should be doing within the household as men, taking care of, being that leader, you know, and setting the example in the community, being that pillar, all those things. That is what I appreciate in my man. Hell, I got a light that's out now that's up so high and I ain't got no ladder. If I don't call maintenance, I ain't finna fix it. It ain't finna get fixed. That
Right.
light is gonna
Exactly.
be out. You understand what I'm saying? So when you don't have that man around, look, my brothers are 1,800 miles away from me. So it's not that easy for me. Just call your brothers, call your uncles, call they I live in a different state from all my family. So it's not that easy.
Right.
Right.
And I ain't that one. I'm not finna get up on no chair and stack no bunch of books up to try to reach this light to change it and fall and break something. So it's not that serious. I will be calling maintenance, and when they get here to fix it, that's how it's gonna be fixed. But other than that, that is what you want a man for, to do the manly things
I can't wait to
around
see
the
these
house,
questions. You
take
coming up
care of it.
something.
I love a man that is good with his hands in all sense of
Mm.
the word. Okay, in all sense of the word. But
Amen.
you know what I
Well,
mean?
y'all
But
know
just know,
I'm very much into the male female roles. And yeah, there're just some things that I don't believe I'm supposed to do. And yeah, I'm gonna keep my husband. I mean,
girl,
I
listen,
mean,
when I was married and lived in Chicago, listen, before I would get up to go to work in them snowstorms where your car is frozen, stuck in the snow, my husband will go out there. He will shovel that snow for me, unthaw my damn
Wow.
car, warm it up, and all of that before I left out the door. That's the type of
Girl.
shit right there that I'm talking about. And when you get used to treating a certain way, you damn sure don't go back to bullshit.
yep,
Right. Oh,
exactly. Now,
okay. Okay. Besides all of that, though, what else do men have?
well, first of all, can we just have some companionship? Can we? I'm serious. Can we have some companionship? No
True.
one wants to grow old by themselves. Okay.
Exactly.
Can we have somebody to share a laugh with in the middle of the day?
I
And
know.
we're silly over on this end. And one of my favorite things that my husband does is pop my toe when he walks by me. I think it's the cutest thing on earth for him to just
Right, like
stop what he's
he
doing and
popping
pop
you
my
on the
toe.
ass when you walk past, or
Right.
come
You know what I'm
behind you
Yes.
when
saying?
you cooking
Come behind you,
and
breathe on the
kiss your
back of your
neck.
neck, give you
You know
that little
what I
kiss or
mean?
something. You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
just
That's, I
randomly
mean,
squeeze on something, pinch a
the
nipple or
things,
something.
exactly, the things that make you feel feminine, that makes you love being in your femininity
Right.
as a woman.
Right.
Intimacy is so, so very important,
Yes, it is.
and our,
Yes,
our
that.
bodies crave it. We emotionally we crave it. So
Yeah.
we're
Absolutely.
supposed
And
to
when
be
I go
paired
to the
up with
grocery store
somebody.
now, I can
That's
go
just
to the
life.
grocery store now and see a man and a woman just holding hands.
I
And I
know.
love that. That melts my heart. It's like it's good to know that love and care and public displays of affection is
Yes.
still valid in this
Right.
world.
Patrice, this is how thirsty I am. I'll see a man come to pick up a prescription for his wife, and I'm like, oh,
Oh, dang,
I know,
girl.
right?
You getting her meds and everything. You need some tampons with that?
Exactly. I was getting ready to say, remember the times when the men had to go to the store and get those the female products? Listen, that's when you
girl,
know they loved you, girl. They loved you.
That's love right
girl,
there.
girl, I just want a man to pick up my prescription. I ain't got no prescription to pick up per se, but just know my name, know my date of birth, and be like, I think she needs such, some men, girl, some men just come there, look, the wife ain't even asked them. They already thinking about, I think my wife prescription should be ready. Is it ready? I'm like looking at him like, damn, I want to cry.
Being
Like,
thoughtful, just being thoughtful.
protecting, looking after was his girl. Oh
Absolutely.
my God. We got a man on the panel here, story to tell. What's up, babe?
What's going on? Y'all can hear me?
Oh, your voice is deep and
Oh,
it
who
is
is this?
sexy.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Who's that?
Here we go.
A
Here we
story
go.
to tell.
Well, let's just hope a
What's
story to
up?
tell got a story to tell.
I know, right?
And and he could clearly
Nah,
tell it well. Go
nah,
ahead. Let me get
He,
my
I
ear
have
ready.
no
I
I
know he
have
can.
no story. I have no story. But Patrice, what you just said to Adrian, who put that question in the chat, I said the same thing. I think it just sounds better coming from you.
Yes.
I
And
said,
a story to tell. I know who you are. I've seen you plenty times on Lead Attorney panel. So
yes, ma'am. Yeah, but I said the same thing. Whatever, the question was, what should I be demanding or depending on from a man is based upon what you deem valuable, whether
True.
a man is filling up your gas tank, y'all riding
ooh,
somewhere together
come
and you
on.
stop at the gas. Like, my sister was down here this weekend and she pulled up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It doesn't take much for me anymore. Yeah. What about that? Oh, baby, what you talk about that gas? Ooh, damn. So you did what with that gas? Ooh, shit.
This girl's stupid.
Put it in the tank, fill
Oh
it up,
shit.
fill that thing up.
Oh God.
Stop talking. Don't say nothing else. She can't handle it.
I can't. You filled it all the way up. Oh my God.
$52.
Oh shit. Oh
Click.
my God. You didn't stop at $30.
You blowing her mind. You blowing her mind.
Click.
The tank was full till it clicked, girl.
Oh my God. And then you put the cap back on in it.
Then I slid it right back out.
Oh shit.
Why are we having gas porn right now? We are having gas porn. I'm
paying like a dog. And then what happened? And then you got in the car and drove it back.
I cannot. No. Don't ask any more questions.
Here.
She's laughing because she know I'm wore out just saying that shit. I'm wore out, honey.
Oh my God. No, listen, but that is the most sexiest thing. It's the little things that women find so sexy in men that do those things. Fill your gas tank up, take the garbage out, fix the broken knob that's came off the cupboard or whatever.
Right.
Drop a new engine
in
my Tundra. Yes, honey.
Put a new lock on the bedroom door.
Quit playing now.
So them kids can't just bust in.
So no one would bust in. That's all
So
I
they can't just bust in.
Oh, that Patrice, the thoughtfulness of that. Oh my goodness. Oh,
No. And then you get home or whatever, and they be like, "Baby, I took care of this, that, and this," and you be like, "Oh, it's on tonight."
Okay, buying new knee pads.
or you just happen to stumble upon it. You're like, babe, did you do that? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh,
he didn't even mention it. Oh yeah, that's some sexy shit right there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you talking so nasty a story to tell? Oh, you talking real nasty now.
But you know what the worst part of that is, that if that's not appreciated, we feel like punching a hole in the wall, yo.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, you know what? And I noticed that some women are like the women who have their husbands come pick up the prescription for them. Back to that. Like sometimes it's a miscommunication. They'll come and they're like, I'm keen to pick up my prescription. We look, look like somewhere I picked it up. My husband, he didn't even tell me. I'm like, girl.
Missing that
right. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Like there's a woman rushing to get to the pharmacy before it closed after she get off of work. You know what I mean? You got somebody coming here, you know what I mean?
Right. On a lunch break, taking a lunch break to come get it. It don't even tell you. Don't even say, heads up, babe, I'm going to get your prescription. I mean, this is, honey, I'm in such a deficit. I am thirsty. Mrs. Mary said, also, some Black women are very headstrong. What do y'all think of? Are we really headstrong, or we just have to do what we have to do?
Absolutely headstrong.
But that's all women, though.
And I prefer it phrased that way versus masculine energy. That that phrase really bugs me. It's not masculine energy for me to be headstrong or aggressive.
Yeah, the whole masculine, feminine energy. It's funny to me because I've seen, like, in my personal dating, I've dated a woman who was completely feminine the entire time we were together. And then, a few years later, she's with somebody else and she's wearing blue jeans and baggy clothes and a strap on, and she's masculine as fuck. So, it's like,
wow,
what I'm
saying, that's masculine energy.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when she was with me, she was completely feminine. So it's like, I feel like, when they say, oh, that's masculine energy, a woman is going to bend to who she feels she needs to bend for. If you were a nigga,
what?
It remind me of what Kay said. Kay made that comment. She said, hold on, nigga, who you putting all that bass in your voice, nigga? Your dick ain't that big.
Right.
And it's real talk. Like, a woman is gonna, I've been in situations where, I wasn't the lead, you know what I'm saying? Just her attitude and everything. But then I've been in other situations. I gotten older where I was the lead. I was the masculine one. Nah, cut that shit out. Yo, shut the fuck up. You talking about? Leave that lady alone. Like, they'll be complaining. We at a restaurant and, a fork is dirty or whatever. Oh, I'm gonna tell her. Come on. I got it. Yo. I got it. Just fall back.
Now you talking about food too. You talking about,
and that's another thing that Black women need to realize too, is when you are in these spaces with men and they are telling you, let me handle it.
Right. And we don't let
them handle it. Sometimes we still feel like we have to, be in that space of, and in certain spaces, women are in their masculinity spaces, because it is certain things that I really do think that women need to step back and let men handle, and don't think you got to be that end all be all type of chick. Like, you don't need to always be able to do that. If he say, baby, I got it, let me handle it, you should be in that type of space and relationship with that man that you can trust that he's going to do just that.
Right. Yeah.
And now there's the other side of that, because some women have had to do it for themselves for so long. It's hard to release that when you finally are in a relationship. to say, I'm just going to let him handle things. He has to prove himself first, that he can handle things before you can relax your mind enough to allow him to
Well,
lead.
of course. Yeah, of course.
But that's where the vetting process. I believe a story to tell mentioned that we need to know how to vet, and women we need to be
Absolutely.
attention, especially Patrice and me, because we're older and we have very strong personalities. So Patrice and me, we would really have to take time to be intentional on when we do find that guy to be with, we have to learn how to scale it back because we've been used to doing it ourselves. We already strong minded. So we have to be intentional in our mindset. Like, listen, if we're going to have a man in our life, we have this wonderful guy. He's great. We have to intentionally be like, let a man be the man. They'll
Yes,
go
be the
check him.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, but that starts with the vetting process too. So if you're intentional,
absolutely.
you're gonna vet properly. Just like my friend I was saying, she wasn't into vetting. She wasn't into vetting because she just worrying about the process of feeling desired and making her coochie hot. You know what I'm saying? And that does not get you husbands. It just
They
doesn't.
could just get you fucked.
Yeah, that's it. And I love and waste your time. And sometimes the chemistry can be great, but you wasting your time with someone that is not your husband. And that was another thing she was doing. She was going up with this guy that she knew for a fact that would not be husband material. And I want to know for the panel, how do you feel about that? How do y'all feel about just dating in general? Or, but she was going to date a guy that she knew he was a decent guy, but he was not going to be the guy for her. And she was still going to go out with him. And I'm like, if
No,
you
it's a
want
total
Is
waste
she
of
just
time.
trying to get laid,
Energy.
or is she looking for a
Yeah.
husband?
to,
She don't want to be
exactly.
alone.
Right.
It's a
I'm not
She
total
gonna
don't want to be
waste
waste of
my
alone.
time
time
and
with
energy.
somebody who doesn't have the potential to be my husband.
Right.
But that's
Right.
if I'm husband shopping. If I'm not husband shopping, then yeah, I mean, okay, does he have good dick? I mean,
Right.
the
Right, because it's
priorities are different.
like it's men on the dating site that hit me up, right? And I know what I have on my profile that say what I'm looking for, which is long-term relationship that leads to marriage, right? And then
Okay.
I see a guy hit me up that say, "Oh, I just looking for a friend, chat buddy, nothing serious."
Shit.
You
Okay.
done
So
already
what?
Let me
told me,
say,
dude, but you hit me up and I'm saying, I'm sorry, but we're not compatible. We're not looking for the same thing.
Right.
Period, point blank.
what did the
You see,
man mindset tell us last week? They said they don't even read the profiles. They don't give a fuck. They said that's not for them. They
Yeah,
don't
we
read
but
that
just
I
go
crap.
with
bring
the
it to their
So they're going to
attention.
ethnicities.
I
test
bring
you.
it to their, yeah, yeah, they
Right, they're going to
testing.
test you because a lot of women will say, I'm looking for a serious relationship, I'm looking for marriage, but then somebody hit them up, they'll go on a date with them even after that person said, I'm looking for a casual friend.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
they got to try. All you
I'm
can
thinking,
say is yes or
and
no.
the women, but the women's mentality is thinking that they're gonna change the mind of the men too, and that's
There you
Absolutely.
asinine.
go.
Every woman believes she got that fire that's going to make him say, let me put a ring on it. And they find
Exactly.
out it's just some old regular saltine crackers.
Right. And women, we have to understand that, yes, we are beautiful and we are special, but we have to understand, we have to be realistic. I mean, to men, we all just, it is what it is, what it is, what it is. Do not fool yourself to think that you're so special that you go override what this man is presenting to
Or
you.
that your
If he,
JJ is special.
Right, because a lot of times women think, even if it's not the vajayjay, they think it's the vajay. Like my friend, she thinks it's the vajayjay in combination with her great personality. That's just false thinking. That all that's gonna do is, like I said, get you fucked, and that's it. But I love what a unique view said. All marriages struggle. You have to fight to keep it, and that is so true. You're gonna
Been
go
there,
through
done
something in
that.
marriage. Right. But you have to fight, but no one, everything is so easy, everything is so microwave. And I'll be guilty of that. But like you said, Patrice, when we know better, we do what?
We do
Do
better.
better.
Right. And
Act.
that's the difference between, Patricia and me. Yes, we've been married before, and I've been married more than I should have been. But I finally come up with a formula of I am serious, I am ready, and I'm willing to do the work and show improve beforehand. that I am. Otherwise, I'll just be banging everybody and having a great time.
Exactly. And I've been 2.5 years in the making of changing my mindset, listening more to
Right.
what men are telling me, being more attentive to that. So when I draw that, when that right man is drawn to me, then I know that I can put my defenses down, put some of my armor and my weapons and all this shit that I'm carrying on the weight of being that single woman that's doing it all by herself right now. It's like, I'm ready to release this shit. I'm not trying to hold all of this. Like, I don't even want to. Like, I want to listen, to be able to have that someone that says, I want to hear that bass in my ear, or that bass voice ringing in my ear that say, babe, don't worry, I got this. Or
Right.
babe,
Oh
I'm here to
God. Yes.
help. Or babe, I'm
Right.
here to help. Or what you need me to do. Like, step up in that lead role as that man and say, what do you need? What's going on? Tell me, how can I add to your life?
What you
Oh
need me to
God.
do?
Oh, you said that real good. Sorry, Joe, you better stop talking all this good, because I am thirsty and I am not that far. You better stop it. Woo. Poppy Blanco said, Poppy Blanco said, Vega, effing a girl with a fake body, it's not the same. Trust me. I go to ATL, New York, Los Angeles, and Miami. Those cities
Poppy
are
be in them streets.
okay. Those cities are fake body headquarters. Men are running through them like a track meet. And
He left
then
out Vegas. He left out Vegas.
I know, right? And then Vega asks, may I ask, Poppy, has this affected your view of women overall? So I would love Poppy, if he's still here, to put his answer in the chat. That'd be
Hey,
great.
can you post the last comment from CJOJ? I think she needs a story to tell her. Say something for her.
What time was it?
11 o'clock.
Okay. Why you say it like that?
Because I said it was the last comment.
Oh
I'm
no, I thought.
surprised. I'm surprised CJOJ didn't even come up. She usually come up.
We say a story to tell. Please tell us, Bay is gonna be
She just want
okay.
him to say that.
Bae, it's gonna be okay.
Wait a minute, Tish, you late on the button. Hit the button. Say it
I'm
again.
sorry.
Say it again. A story to tell. Say it again. Say it again.
Bae, it'll be okay.
Yes. Yes.
You kill me with this crap. What is this?
That's me sitting on it. That's what that is.
That's old school sex.
Listen, he got that masculine, very white voice that I love, that baritone bass. Ooh,
Girl,
that's on point.
And he talking good. He talking about pumping gas and stuff. Oh my gosh. Woo! We say, Poppy says, say louder, Kasha, so people in the back can hear you, but don't get it twisted. We love spanking those hoes for fun.
Oh my God.
Where is this? What? Oh
my God.
Put that up. What?
But that's how they treat them. They the fun girls.
I mean, but then they trickle over to women who got sense and want to take us through a bunch of hell, because they try to break us down into the fun girls. Okay.
They make the women they taking home to meet their mama, though. They make the women that they marry.
Right. We say high mileage vehicles get traded in as down payment on a newer model with less mileage. Oh gosh, Kasha. That was rough. You see, no one is trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. That's not true. Plenty of men try to turn hoes into housewives and then find out the hard way.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've all been there, man. Whether we admit it, we've been there, man.
Poppy asked Mrs. Merritt, are you the last of a dying breed, love? Maybe you should school Adrian Nash on how good is having a husband. Maybe she'll stop hating men.
Who said that?
Poppy Blanco, have it up on the screen.
Poppy know Adrian's situation, and it's not that she hates men. It's just that she was raised in a role reversal household. How can you have a woman and her daughter to play the role of the husband and the brother that was in her household, that sat on their asses and watched them do all of the work that we're talking about men should be do. So the roles are reversed. And when those things like that happen, like you saying, you don't know what you don't know. That is why Adrian is the way she is. And the only thing that's going to change that is if Adrian wants to change it. Yeah. Other than that, that's a situation where it needs to be left alone, because perhaps there is a man out there that can deal with the Adrians of the world.
Right. I love how Mrs. Mary said, my husband always lead, always there has to be order. Ooh, so what's she trying to say, guys? What's she trying to get at?
No, I like that.
Okay.
Because if a man is truly in that leading by example in his household, then the man is going to have order in his house. When my dad was in the house when we were younger, when he was sober, there was order in the house. There was absolute order. There is a way that things are to be done, the way the children are to be conducted, the way the role he played, the role my mother played as a wife. All those things come into play. So absolutely, I agree with that statement. That's very traditional.
Africa 1234 says, so that's all it takes, filling a gas tank. Damn. Yep. Yeah. At this point in my life, yep. That will get it done. That will get it done.
VC said,
I've always been attracted to guys that are good with their hands, that can fix things. Yeah. Listen, so some men don't. You remember how they couldn't even fix the timer on the VCR. It still be flashing 12 when they come to your house. Like, goddamn. I knew some men that grew up couldn't fix nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. I got to think about that one for a second. My husband could literally drop an engine in your car and put your hardwood floors in, but I don't know if he know how to change the time on the VCR.
That was back in the day, though. That was back in the day. So I wouldn't hold that against him if he could fix the car, drop the engine, like change the tire, put the gas in. Like if he doing all of that, then that's cool. But he might have not have been mechanically inclined in that way. How about that?
Oh, no, he's an IT guy. But I'm pretty sure I did the VCR.
I love how BC said filling up the gas tank is equal to fixing a plate. Woo!
Fixing a what?
I can think that. Yeah.
She's saying women fixing a plate for us is our equivalent to that is filling up the tank. You know.
Yeah. Look, right. I just got off the 700 miles on the road today, and I didn't touch the gas pump. I'm just saying. That's fabulous to me. Let's take up.
No, Adrian said, I'm over here living an autonomous life and keeping the mileage low. I'm just saying, I hear you, girl. You gotta, I mean, how do y'all feel about having casual sex while you're trying to find your husband? I mean, do those two things mix, or how does that work?
Me personally, I don't believe in mix. I don't believe in mix. Because that's another way to keep your body count up. I mean, I don't believe it because I want to save myself now. I really do want to save myself for my husband.
See, how you keep your body count down is repeat offenders. So, so I don't think you should necessarily go without while you are searching. Now, once you meet someone that you want to get to know better, I think you should refrain from dealing with other people while you figure out if that person is somebody you want to move forward with. But I don't necessarily believe you need to be abstaining 100% while you are in search, because you don't know. It might take years before you meet someone that you want to get to know better. And I'm not gonna be guilty of punani abuse like that. That's
already been 2.5 years.
So I ain't doing you go back and you mess with somebody you know got the goods. I don't say go out there and shop for new peen, because new peen may not be good peen. So you need to go and get you some reliable dick. You know, somebody you already know can hit all your spots and then leave with no ties. I'm just saying.
Sorry to tell me.
I can't subscribe to that. Nah, no casual sex while dating with intention. No.
Right. Yeah.
I can't do it.
And I love that's what dating. No, I'm talking about like mindset. Like if I'm having sex with someone, I'm not going to be intentionally looking for a husband because I'm going to be more wrapped up in it's been a long day and I want some dick. Bottom line, period. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Most
I'm
women
not
can't
gonna treat
handle it.
my punani
Listen,
like that.
and listen, and y'all know for women the emotion of sex is different for us. Listen,
Right.
and I'm gonna say this
True.
in I'm gonna say this in my comedian some more voice. Y'all don't know good dick like I know good dick, so I'm not gonna be going there.
Exactly. I mean, because if you go, I mean, like, it was a time where, my ex-husband wanted to mix it up with me or whatever. And do that for what? I mean, for what? I would never get another man if I'm still effing my ex-husband. It would go
Right.
nowhere. And, I
Nah,
mean,
And
people,
it'll
K,
Men
you
ain't
want
sitting around.
But K know more than all people soul ties. Come on now, you know
I
sex
know,
for
but
us
these men are
is
not
soul
sitting
ties. I
around
can't do that.
playing the abstinent game while they're, you know,
but,
waiting on a committed relationship. These men are out there doing their thing. And so
but,
women are saving themselves for men that aren't saving themselves for them.
I mean, but men can do that because they know
And
how to
I'm not
come.
saying you have to. I'm just saying I think everyone has to make that choice for themselves. You have to do what works best for you. And if you really feel like you can't do both, then don't do both. But I don't think a woman should feel like obligated to, let them
yeah.
cobwebs accumulate while she waits
Absolutely.
for somebody to come and remove the cobwebs that's
What
going to be willing to marry her.
what you say, Jay? What you say?
No, I'm saying I think Kay is right in the fact that you have to know yourself. You
Okay.
you have to know yourself. If you are the type that gets caught up in your feelings, and because it'll start out with y'all having sex, like, oh, y'all
But
have y'all booty call,
but if it's good, Jay,
and
you
then
already know we women are
you
emotional. If
facts,
it's good, we
facts.
gonna get
No.
the
We gonna
feelings gonna get tied up. So I don't want
we
to go
gonna
down that road again.
exactly. But you have to know yourself exactly. So, because nowadays some women can operate like that. Like I have been played to the left and left on the floor like a dead bug straight up. She knew what she wanted and she got it and left never to be heard from again. Like, checked off the list.
Wow.
So some women can operate like that. Other women, you'll go back and forth with them. It'll be a sex thing, and then all of a sudden you get in a text. Yeah, I'm at Chick-fil-A. You want some a number two? And you're like, yeah, Then it's, can I stay over? Then it's, and that builds on, and then next thing you know, you in a fucking relationship.
Uh, in a relationship that wasn't supposed to happen, and then you
Exactly.
wait, and then you're wasting your time.
Or the
Beautifully
man just
said.
know that you like his sex, and he just gonna be like, well, shit, she like my sex. I'm gonna call her whenever I think she might want it. I
Right.
mean, now that the mindset of that for me, being being the
Yeah.
woman that I am, I can't attach myself to that. And then the ones that I know that got good dick like that, I don't want to
Okay.
be with them. That's why I ain't with them. They
Is that,
Hold on.
problems.
Why
and that,
Poppy said don't listen to me?
yeah,
We're saying the same thing, Poppy.
I know. And my thing is too, where like I said, it's just a waste. It's a waste of time. You just get all caught up. And like Storytell said, it's so true. It starts off you just screwing like, okay, I'm on my way over. Do you want some Chick-fil-A? I mean, it really does go that way. The next thing you know,
Does it
Chick-fil-A
say?
closed at 10. They coming over
And then
there
you
early?
and then you look at your phone like, I want some Chick-fil-A.
you're
Hell
like,
yeah, bring me some damn Chick-fil-A. I eat that shit.
And listen, and then too, after it's over and you laying there in the bed, like, why did I do that? Why am I here? Like, what is
right
this about? Like, now is it just for a leg? Nah, I'm sorry. It's
now.
like damn well I ain't got no business here.
And
Now, Patrice, check out CJOJ now. Check her out now. Now, she knows she don't believe this. She said, if you can find that one friend with benefits, then maybe. You know
Thank
that.
you.
Girl, I can't.
I
that's
love
No.
that
Dava right
fire. See,
there.
she playing with that fire, yo.
No,
See,
no,
Exactly.
CJOJ,
JOJ,
come on now. No,
yeah,
you
And
and
playing with
she
fire.
be
if
the
you're
main
Exactly.
one.
incapable of separating things, then it's not a good idea for you. But if you can compartmentalize, and I'm a pro of compartmentalizing things. So if you can compartmentalize and say, this is what this is just maintenance, then do it. Then knock yourself out.
Well, this is another issue, y'all. With me, I can how you say it,
compartmentalized.
Okay, whatever that word is. I can do that. But I don't want to. I want to be with someone I can have sex with them and I can say, I love you. I can be free. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about, okay, I got to keep my feelings in check. Oh, I can't do this. I can't ask if he wants Chick-fil-A. I can't ask if he wants some of this salmon I just cooked. I can't do none of that when you just effing somebody. Exactly.
You got one job. He got one job.
I mean, but I'm at that phase in my life.
Don't go sit down at my table. You're not eating here.
Listen, Pappy, I ain't got the cap, baby. Listen, I'm too old to be capping. I'm not 20 and 30 some year old, sweetie. Like it's been 2.5 years for me, and I ain't got a cap, baby. I'm a woman that know how to hold her. I ain't listen. Gonna tell me I'm capping, Pappy. Listen. The
vagina's a muscle and need to work.
And I'm doing Kegels. I'm good.
Okay.
What? This is what Poppy said. He said Patrice called her friend talking about, do you want some Henny?
No, Patrice said to them, hey, big head text.
Happy, I'm gonna need you to quit it. I'm gonna need you to stop it. I'm gonna need you to stop. Listen, hey, but Kay, they got toys. You know, I mean, you know, it's not a lost cause.
I mean, I just if we're gonna be intentional, that's number one. That's the number one thing with Black women. We are intentional. We have to intentionally
dating.
And listen, for the first time in my life, I'm really doing good at what I'm doing. Like, I didn't do this in my 20s and 30s. I'm really doing good at living this life, saving myself for my husband. Like, I'm really doing good about it. I'm proud of myself because of it. And it's like I'm okay. I'm doing good. And that's no cap. That's real talk. I'm not trying to gain no bodies or go back to no ex because they had good sex. I'm not doing that.
Do you wish you would have done it or thought like that in your 20s and your 30s?
God, yes, Jay. That was a great question. Absolutely.
Do what though? Do what? What's the question exactly?
I was asking, does she think she would have, like what she's saying, by staying by herself, working on herself, and dating intentionally?
Yes, absolutely. It's one of those things. If I knew then what I know now,
it truly is. I can't really say that because I've learned so many different things along the way. I mean, I can't say I regret being married multiple times. I can't say I regret it because it kind of, formed me into the woman I am now. Back then, that's just to say, would I want to be a different person? I just wasn't going to be that woman back then. That's just all to it. Circumstances, mindset, totally different, So, I would love to say, yeah, but realistically, that's just not what it is for me. I don't regret anything from my past because I would not be so focused as I am today. Like, if I were to ever get married, I'm gonna be a great wife because I already knew all of this shit, and I've learned so much along the way, and don't take anything for granted. I think I took marriage for granted because my parents been married for almost 50 years. So, and I hated that I started the generational curse. I do regret that, but at the same time, I don't regret. I just, I love the woman that I have transformed into now. Because I was about that bullshit.
I regret mistakes I made based off of my emotions and my feelings and not thinking things out. So that's just my realization for me. I do. Mm. I absolutely do.
Probably call you Kegel Bay.
And at the same time, my bladder is getting strong. I just want you to know that.
All right, now. That's the direct result.
So this is going to be on another show. But while we have you here, a story to tell. What can you tell women who want to get married? Like, what are the main thing that you just see and you just shaking your head and like, this is not going to get it done?
What would I tell women when they
what are you thinking? What can you tell us that you're thinking that you see that we're doing so wrong? Or wanting to get married?
I would just say vetting. like if you know I'm not what you want, then we don't even need to get into it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Don't
Perfect.
don't don't play a role just to not be alone.
Mm.
Don't be what
Mm.
I want. Don't be what I want just because there's nothing better out there, or you don't think, because the minute what you really want comes along, you know what I mean? You gonna boogaloo no matter what I'm doing,
Right.
no matter how many gas tanks I'm filling up.
Right. I mean, and then that's a perfect point. And that's still from my friend. She does not want to be alone. So she's willing to do whatever it takes. And being alone is really not that. I rather, and I know Patrice, you understand this too. Being alone is so much better, and having that anticipation of something being right than to waste your time and agonizing and angsting over something that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? That is
Yeah.
hell, actually.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And Poppy, you are 100% right. Bro, man gonna have a hurting put on him.
You
Facts.
go with your new built walls. With your new built walls, girl.
Facts. I
Oh,
ain't gonna plan.
me say, and Bobby Blanco said, "You are welcome to disagree with me about the way that I live my life. This is my life. You are a married woman, and I'm reckless. You don't want to be on that show, Mrs. Married." What?
What? Who was that? Adrian?
No, this is Poppy. I don't know what Poppy
Oh,
talking about.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
Poppy and Adrian going at it.
they going at it.
Oh,
They
He was talking
always
to
okay.
going
Mrs.
at it.
Mary.
If it ain't
Poppy get it right.
Adrian with Poppy, it's Adrian with Trash Can Ways.
Oh yeah, where is Trash Can Ways, by the way?
He's doing his own show at 10. He had a 10 o'clock show.
Oh, my
Did he
bad.
really?
Yeah, he had
Really?
a 10 o'clock show
It didn't pop up on my thingy.
tonight about the Ahmaud Arbery
Verdict.
verdict.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Mm.
And so a story to tell from your aspect. What's the number one mistake why women aren't getting married? So I said we're not being intentional. Okay, what did you say?
That we don't know what we don't know, and we're not necessarily ready to be wives just because we want to be married.
Excellent point. And what did you say, Patrice? What's our number one reason why we aren't getting married like we
I,
want
s-
to?
I said not listening and stuck in our ways.
So as a man, what do you observe? A story to tell.
I mean, speaking strictly on opinion, because I've never been married, you know what I mean? But I think that's the main thing. I think y'all summed it up essentially. Being stuck in your ways, being by yourself and being so independent for so long, or not breaking, not willing to even break your routine. Not allowing a man to be feel needed,
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's a place for him in your life, in your world. You know what I mean? Because everything is like,
Hmm.
no, I'm gonna do it myself. No, I got that. I don't need you for this. I don't need you for that.
Mm.
I mean, and not to keep picking on Adrian, but like she said, what do I really need a man for? She won't really understand that until she has a man that does things that she say, damn, it feels so good to sit in this car and watch this nigga pump gas while I'm playing on my
Mhm.
phone, or messing with the radio knobs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
or damn, it feels so good that there's a new fucking lock on the door, or
Ugh, to keep the people from busting in while you getting dirty.
damn, it feel
No.
real good that this fucking camera system is set up. So if a nigga try to break in my house, I got him on my phone. Just
Or
a
set up
bunch
my
of stuff.
YouTube setup. Yeah, it's so hard for me to do my YouTube setup. It's hard on me, guys. It's really stressful. And I do a suck job, as y'all can see. Yeah, I would love a man to set that shit up.
But until you really, until you've experienced that, until you've been able to lay back and kick your feet up and
Mm,
let somebody do what they're there for, you're not gonna appreciate it.
mm.
It's
Right.
gonna be
Yeah, I think part of that goes back to the whole thought of, oh, I'm doing all this by myself. What do I need a man for? So you don't have to do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
but
yeah.
like I said, Adrian's case is unique, and I think until Adrian actually
Ready.
experience that.
Oh,
And even
absolutely.
even if she got that kind of man, I know it would be absolutely hard for her to let her guards down in that regard and even allow a man to do it.
To
Yeah, you have to
trust.
make a choice. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice to love. Love is an action word, and you have to make a choice. Trust is an action, is a verb. You have to make choices. It just depends on what you want. Like Adrian, if you really, it depends on what you want. Do you want a man in your life? Do you want to get married one day, or you don't? If you're
And we
not,
have, I'm
mhm.
sorry, go ahead.
Adrian needs to come up here and tell y'all her story
We
or
have
her
to,
Hercules story. But I just believe in her case because we have conversations outside of these YouTube streets.
didn't we
You
do the
know,
Black
I
Hercules
just think
already?
I just think that it may be a man that may need to be okay in moving in her world possibly because if she does not want to change and does not have the heart and mind to change, if that
Mhm.
man ever comes in her life, then she
That's
may
very true.
it may just be, you know what, it may just be a man that need to move in her world and be okay with that, and that it could possibly work.
I mean, but let's be realistic. Men these days, and especially, y- basically, Adrian would need a man to bombard her with love and bombard her with trust. And men not gonna really do that. You have to be open and you have to be intentional on wanting that for your life.
This could
But
Otherwise,
go either
if
way,
a
though.
man's
It could
heart,
go either way.
if a woman's heart is hardened and mine is
yeah.
solidified in what they know and believe, and it no matter how much love or whatever you can give, it can't break down the walls unless
I
they want to
disagree.
do it.
I disagree. I think the right man could, but it is a
But
two-way
the woman
street.
have
She
to
would have
want
to
to
be
do it.
willing to give a little to get a little.
Exactly. That's what I'm
However,
saying.
comma, there are men, that can fit into that role where she still remains in the lane she's comfortable in, and he falls into the other lane. There's an opposite for everybody,
But this
and
is
we're
the
supposed to
question I
fill in
would
each
want to
other's
know.
gaps.
But
So
this is the question I
she
would
may
want to
not
know,
be a
Shay.
woman that requires a man to be head of household or to
That's
lead the
yes,
household. She may be she's comfortable in that role, and if she does not want to relinquish that role, because not every woman wants to relinquish that role.
that yes,
Some
right
women
there.
are more
That's
on the traditional side and they want to be the helpmate. They want the man to take the lead. Every man is not capable of leading. So she
true.
may just need a guy, a man that fits into her comfort
Her world.
zone,
Yep.
and she
Yep.
doesn't
Strong
have
silent
to
type.
do a whole lot of compromising. But if she finds the right man, the right alpha male to come into her life, she can submit to him if she chooses to. If he gives her
Exactly.
the security that she feels that she can, then she will.
I
But
mean, but you,
that's the big
So
two
it could go
words
either way.
or three words. If she chooses to, four words. If she chooses
right.
to,
Absolutely. It's
she has
always
to
a
make the
choice.
choice.
And,
Right.
and
And
we need to get
and
away.
that's a choice she might not make want to make. That's a choice only
Absolutely.
she can
Absolutely.
answer. And
It can go either way.
I asked her actually on another platform. I asked her on Miss B Finesse's platform, and she told me she didn't think she could do it.
And
Wow.
we all say what we won't do until we do.
She needs
And that's not to say that she will. I'm just saying the option is still out there, even
she
if she
needs
doesn't
therapy.
realize it's an option. But with the first thing we have to dispel is that thought of being submissive or letting a man take the lead makes us weak, because that is not the case.
Right. She sounds like she needs to be intentional on exactly what she wants for her life when it comes to that department, if she wants a man in her life or not. And two, she needs, okay, that's first. And then she needs to go ahead and get therapy because sound like,
Oh yeah.
this whatever she has going on is so deep rooted that, but you have to start first with, I don't want to be alone. I do want a really good man in my life. And then she needs to do the
Yeah,
work.
because a big part of her has come to the fact of believing that she's okay with being alone and growing all alone.
And that,
And I have conversations with her, and she knows she's in the chat, and I don't want that for her. But if she keeps saying she's okay with being that way, what can I do or say?
yeah. Vaughn said the number one reason why Black women are getting married is because we not ready.
No. What he's saying is, what I'm assuming he's saying is that you have to factor in that black women aren't getting married because men aren't ready to get married to them or get married, period.
Oh, that's so sexy. How you that was so sexy how you corrected me. Thank you, Daddy.
Anything?
Girl, you a mess.
You said an hour 20, right?
At 120.
But I hate to keep talking about Adrian like she in the third person. She is in the chat, so if she want to come up and speak on her own behalf, she welcome to do that. But I just only say what I say is because I know I have conversations with her outside of YouTube, and I love her to death. And as a woman, I don't want to see another woman even to have say those words out their mouth that they okay with growing old and being alone.
Right.
Like that's not a good thing.
Yeah, we're not designed for that.
And not depending on a man or wanting the man to lead and all those things, but she has her ways and her standards, and I have to respect that on the same token, you know.
Right. Yeah, she said a man will get vetted hard by me and the standard would be very high. You know what I'm saying, Patrice? Yeah, but sometimes, you know, we all human. I mean, there's no one's gonna be perfect, you know. So she just sounds like she needs, number one, be realistic on what she wants for her life, and two, get the therapy she needs to get her to where she needs to be.
And it's unfortunate that when she's in certain spaces, she get a lot of flack and feedback from black men because of how she was raised and what her stance is on that. And that's the part that's problematic, you know, between the men and the women, because if you don't know a person's story and haven't walked in their shoes, you don't know their reasoning for why their head and mind space is in a certain way. So it's unfortunate that, you know, she get a lot of flack for it.
Unique View saying not being honest and transparent. So is that a reason, number one reason why black women are getting married? Is that what he's saying? And while that's doing, CJOJ said, and make sure, and this is so sweet, guys, I love this, and make sure you say thank you and give him a kiss when he gets back in the car after pumping the gas.
Okay, I'm gonna do better. Because I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Yes, and listen, and definitely saying thank you. I think men probably would say that they would definitely prefer to be respected first and maybe love second.
Yeah, man, like, they want respect first.
I mean, appreciation goes a long way, though. That's one of our pet peeves. If we don't feel appreciated when you know, whether you have a friend that you know ain't doing half of what you're doing, and this person complain about it, that's a terrible feeling.
Wow. Vega said, I appreciated the things my late husband did for me. That's sweet. That's really sweet.
I even hate when women don't say thank you when a man holds a door for them. Just a random man holding the door open. Say thank you. Just show some appreciation for just the little things, you know, because he didn't have to hold that door. He could have just walked through and kept it pushing.
Absolutely. That's how I met one of my girlfriends. I was walking in this mall and she was with her husband. And he opened the door for me because I was ahead of them. He held the door for me and then held the door for his wife and kids. And I said, wow, thank you so much. It's really good to see that chivalry isn't dead. And because I said those words to her husband, she and I sparked up a friendship.
Oh,
like been friends for years. She said, I really appreciate you saying that to him because I'm so glad my husband is still a man of integrity, even with other women, whether I'm around or not.
Wow, then that's what you call a good man, for real. Cause I can't stand when, you know, I would go to the hairdresser and the men will come, you know, and the woman's not there or she's under the dryer and he just cheeking in front of all these women, just, you know, slurping, and there's a joint that he's the only man in a hair salon. You know what I'm saying? No, you're supposed to come bring that money to her and get the hell out. You're not supposed to be trying to, you know, be mayor or, you know, whatever, you know, loving all this attention. And I love what Vega said. We have to be willing to receive. Yep, that is true. We say masculine women should be with feminine men. There's nothing wrong with that because it works. We still have responsibilities as the wife, masculine, feminine. That is true. Yeah. So if a man is feminine, get you a masculine woman and leave us women alone who don't want to deal with it. I suspect that she will have a hard time trusting a man. Men do not tend. So, a story to tell. What other male perspectives can you bestow upon us women?
I mean, I don't know. I think like it starts early because naturally y'all are more mature than us. I would give y'all like 7 years of maturity on us,
Okay.
meaning when y'all grow up. Well, let me ask you this question: when y'all
I
were,
think
let's
that's
say,
statistical too. That's 7 years. But go ahead.
absolute, absolutely, and ranging from I guess age 18 to, or let's say 17 to 22, what were the oldest guys y'all dated at those ages, would you say?
You say what age range again?
When I was
From
17, I was dating I think he was 23. And then I met my husband and he was 21.
Okay,
When I was
that's not
18,
bad.
I had a 26-year-old boyfriend.
When I
Okay.
was 19, my first older boyfriend was 31 when I was 19.
Dang, what you was doing
And
with a
just
30-some-year-old man?
just imagine me as a 17, 18-year-old guy that likes this girl who's dating this 30-year-old man or this 26-year-old man. Like, that's like David and Goliath. This nigga got a job with benefits. You know what I'm saying? I'm barely, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Right.
yeah.
I did
I
make
can't
out with an
compete.
attorney when I was 16.
Yeah, and that's why we are a lot more mature because I think a lot of women had more experience with older men when we were younger, and I
Right.
know that that's definitely the reason why I've always liked guys that were older than me. My husband when I got married at 40, 41, my husband was 14 years older than me then.
Right. Because like you saying, the story to tell that men, it kind of balances out because men aren't as mature at the same age as women are. Whatever. Now, honey, I love me some young men, honey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Honey,
rearing it back too. I'm rearing it back because a lot of the
honey.
men of my age they have problems with the ED, and I'm having to rear it back for some
There you
years.
go. That's what I was about to ask with Tish. I mean, just so now when you're saying you're looking at younger men now, how
Mhm.
young is young? Because the younger men may want a baby.
No,
I get
not that damn young. Oh hell no.
I can still whip up some baking soda and get something going.
You can
I'm sorry,
still whip
baking
up that
No,
soda.
little
no,
boy.
I don't.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna
Hopefully,
need you
I
to
met
explain the
somebody
baking
that's
soda.
past that. I don't want no kids. Hopefully, he don't want no kids. If he do, I ain't the woman for him, and it's all good. I wish him well. If he want kids, I understand that. But no, I don't want a guy that wants kids. A younger, I wouldn't go no, because I have to think about my son's age and bringing up a man home close to my son's age and having him look at me like
Honey,
I'm crazy. So I
honey.
make 5 or 6 years younger.
I'll go
Mm.
20. I'm just joking. I'm not that bad.
Now,
I
see,
mean,
okay, so if I was
mhm.
single, I would go with young. Let me think. We talking about just sex, or we talking about a relationship?
We
Because
talk
it's
about
different.
relationship,
I'm talking about a
Kay.
relationship, a marriage,
Okay.
girl, not just sex.
Uh, hmm. For a relationship, I'd go 10 years. For
Yeah.
just sex, I'd go 20.
Yeah.
20
I mean,
years old
Oh
or
God,
20
Younger,
okay.
years?
younger.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, hell,
Older
look
is
at,
not an option for me unless he's rich.
I mean, and the thing,
I
this is,
just don't see like I have a girlfriend that dated a guy that was her oldest daughter's age, and to me and it didn't work, and I knew it wouldn't because I mean he was hanging with her daughter, like you know what I mean, like I don't want nobody that's gonna be going out with my son, kicking it with my son, like what we
right.
doing here, sis?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
He said, what are we doing here? I mean, and this is the thing with men being younger versus older, especially at this phase of our life. Patrice, have you noticed that the older men, they ain't got no damn sense either. So may as well go with something young and tender.
Well, when they get older, it's
And
okay for
virile.
them to have the 30 something, the 20 something, the 30 something year old when they get older, because especially if they have the finances, because that's really the only reason why she's with him. right? When you really look at it. I lived in Vegas for 14 years, and that's all I see. I would see the ugly, unattractive, fat gut man with the beautiful young girl, and you already knew what time that was.
Right, exactly.
But you know, and it was okay. And she was proud to be on his arms because he was supporting her financially, putting them up in apartments and buying them Benzes and all of that type of stuff, you know, and they didn't care, you know, let me pleasure him, you know, for however long I need to, but I'm gonna get that rack and I'm gonna be on my merry way. I'll be able to kick it with my girlfriends in the club and go shopping and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And it's totally
yoga trainer.
Get your what?
Jay?
I said, and while old fat dude with the gut is at work handling business, she got that yoga trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Tightening them
And she
guts
knows
all the way up.
And he paying for it all. Listen, it's girls. I'm in the entertainment, and in Vegas, you know, that's all I saw. These girls were like high price call girls, high price girlfriends. These men will come to Vegas for these business trips. They will be there for a whole weekend, whether they rent them for that weekend or whether they off and on. What some of them were kept women. These women were living in condos. That some of them even bought condos. They bought them boob jobs. They bought them butt jobs. They giving them young girls that bag. No joke. Right. They were driving Benzes and BMWs and all of this and wasn't working.
Right.
They would just go to the gym to keep looking good for him, to keep getting that job.
That's just that one job.
That was their job.
Or they'll have a little hustle, like I'm an event planner, you know.
Right. Yeah, a little sides, a little something, but not much, because they ain't finna break them lovely nails that they going to keep getting them manicured every week or 2 weeks or whatever.
Right.
They were in the beauty salons, they were in the massage parlors, you know, they were in the spas, they was going on trips.
Right.
That's that Vegas life, honey.
Poppy want to know if Adrian is a virgin.
She's a born-again virgin.
Really?
She hasn't had sex in 10 years?
We need to get them a ring, yeah. Get them some gloves.
What do you mean? Oh, I know, right?
They in there boxing it out in the chat, yeah.
But listen, my play brother, my god brother, play brother, whatever you want to call him, which is Bernie Mac's brother. He you know, was in Vegas, was a big time gambler, and he fine as fucking all get out, nice chocolate thing, but we ain't number cool. But baby, he was swooning them. He was swooning them women. When I tell you he was a gigolo, baby,
he was knocking them down. He was knocking them down, Patrice.
Listen, he can make a phone call and get wired thousands of dollars, shit like that. He didn't care how they look. He old, young, white, black, Hispanic, fat, skinny. He was getting it. My bro was getting it.
He was getting the money.
Him, yes.
Oh,
but these were all older women. Some of them were younger, but mostly older women that had money. Some of them were married. Okay.
Wow. Taking their husband's money and giving it to him.
That part. Facts.
Right. All right, guys. So I guess we came to a conclusion that my opinion is the number one reason is we need to be intentional. If we want to get married, we can't wing it. Marriage is a very serious an important institution, and we have to plan for it. And just, you know, being willy-nilly about it, or just, you know, going by the seat of your pants, is just not going to fly. Especially, you know, once you've been there, done that, you know, we have to, like Patrice, you know, we have learned our life lessons, and we're trying to get to where Kay is at, right?
Absolutely. And listen, you have to make it a priority.
Yes.
Like seriously, like this for me now, my dating with a purpose, dating with intention. For that very reason, I have literally molded my life for that.
Right.
And that's what I'm going after. Nothing more, nothing less. Like that's what I want, and it's a priority in my life.
Right. It has to be a priority, and I am 1000% on board with
and
you.
Ladies, fix the damn plates.
Exactly. Learn, you know what? Keep watching our channel, and we're gonna go through like itemizations, just basic stuff, because things that we take for granted, Patrice and Kay, they don't have a clue about. I mean, like fixing a plate, that's like second nature, like if I were to, see, a story to tell or whatever, I'm sitting on it. I mean, I'm fixing his plate.
You said what you meant to say.
You said it right the first time.
She said it right the first time. Continue.
Or just, whoever's in my life, that's what I'm going to do. It's just natural. And I am blessed to be a Southern woman, so that helps a lot. But, that's the premise of our channel. We're getting, I'm in the process of getting prepped and getting ready. Kay has been married for almost 30 years, and she has so much wisdom and knowledge to share. And between the two of us, we want out, and don't kid yourself, Black women, you want that Black man, you do. So, I mean, we don't have to be that Adrian, we don't have to be that 62% of women that's going to be single. It does not have to be that way. Yes, there are so many more accomplished Black women than there are Black men. But how many of those Black women going to be intentional? How many of those Black women going to have a game plan? How many of those Black women, like Patrice said, that's going to have it a priority?
How many of those accomplishments are going to bring you a partner?
Exactly.
Yeah. Are they gonna keep you warm at night? Are they gonna cut your grass? That's a big one for me.
Hold your hand, make love.
Hold your hand, kiss the back of your knees. I mean, I'm just saying.
Facts.
They say the marriage brokerage firm, marriage is not a GD secret superhead. Kim K got married multiple times. That tells you what marriage means. Yeah, I mean, but Poppy, I get what you're saying, but
we can't be comparing that.
Yeah, I mean, but
let's be real. I mean, everybody ain't meant to be married. It's okay.
Right. Yeah. So, and I mean, and the thing is, yes, Kim K got married multiple times. Hell, I got married multiple times, but I don't want the same old. And who wants a Holly weird marriage? Who wants that? We want that good, rich, deep love where you have each other's back. You go through thick and thin. You fight, just like Unique View said. It's going to be hard. Marriage is hard. Anything that's worth having is hard, and so you have to learn how to want it enough to fight for it, even when it's difficult. Hey, Black Light Revelations, how you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, so that's just the main thing. We just have to have it as a priority. And, when you have something a priority and when you do get it, you would treasure it, you would cherish it, and you would do what? Put in that work. So that's the premise of what we got going. And we're going to change Adrian, Patrice. We're going to get her.
Good luck. I'm say you gonna change.
Well, yes, we're going to change. No, you've already do. We're gonna change it. We're gonna have her at least saying, yes, I want a husband. I do not want to be alone. I want to have someone to bring something to my life, and then I'm gonna add something to his life. We're gonna get her to that point, because right now I think she's probably disappointed and afraid, and like you said, the upbringing or whatnot. But we're gonna get her there. We're gonna get her there. So, but I appreciate everyone today in the chat. Appreciate y'all so much in the panel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jay, we really appreciate hearing a man's perspective on things, even though we're single. Now, let me ask you this, Jay, right quick. Do you want to get married, and do you think that you're ready as a man to be married, or do you want to get married?
I do want to be married. I'm currently working on myself, so I'm not intentionally dating right now, because I think with most men, we want to have a checklist, but no, I do want to be married. I just currently right now,
honest with yourself about it,
And so how long is it gonna take for you to figure yourself out, whatever you talking about?
Nah, I mean, I think I'll be good in another year, so I'll be good. I'm just enjoying, because I've had situations where, I thought this was gonna be it, and it wasn't, and I'm recovering from that. So,
you need someone to, lick your wounds, baby. You need someone.
And she means that
Nah,
literal.
that's the problem right there.
Exactly. Exactly.
I had to lick my own wounds, so I'm good now.
That did not sound good.
You need someone to do that for you, get you over it. But thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Vega. Me say working on myself equal got rotation in place. Is that true? A story to tell? Do you have a rotation? Because that's what Poppy think that means, that you banging everybody. Bye,
you got a
Mrs.
roster.
Mary.
You got a roster.
Nah. My last one.
He
just
said he
got
licked
shipped
his
out,
own
yo.
wounds. He don't have a roster.
Yeah. After I shipped the last one out, yo.
Wow.
Yeah,
Me
she
say,
in the military.
Poppy
okay.
always starts some stuff.
I know. I tried. I said I tired after I made 4 turkeys in 3 days. Dang, Adrian Nash, who you making it for if you ain't got no man and don't want one? Damn.
Bye, Miss Mary. Exactly.
What'd she say? What you say?
No, I said exactly. What was all of that cooking Adrian did?
Yeah, I mean,
Who
what
was it for?
Who she cooking for?
4
3
turkeys
turkeys?
and what?
She must have been selling them turkeys. She wasn't cooking for nobody.
Right, exactly. What is going on?
She sent me pictures, so she ain't lying. But I didn't ask her what was all that cooking for, but because I know her, her situation. So I'm like, Adrian, that's a good question, girl.
Right, and we're gonna end off on this commentary that Poppy Blanco messy ass say. He said that marriage broker referred, have you ever thought if God is done proving you with husbands? And to answer that, to go from a, I guess, biblical or spiritual standpoint, they said whenever God puts something in your heart and keeps it there, that means it's for you. So
Boom.
no, I don't think he's done with me because I want it. And he keep letting me think I'm gonna get it. Okay.
Pow. Bam.
Black light. I made collard greens.
How about that? Anyway, guys, well, I appreciate. Thank you so much, Patrice. Thank you so much, JK. You're my girl. But I appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank y'all for and especially all the new people. Thank you, Vaughn, for catching up. Thank you, Adrian. Blacklight Revelations, thank you for catching up as well. This all of the moderators, thank y'all so much. Bernie, you were here earlier. I guess you fell off to sleep or doing something else. But appreciate all the moderators. Trash Can Waves, we missed you. So hopefully we see you the next time. You in trouble for missing us. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have any last words before we head out?
No, just ladies, if it's in your heart and you got a good man or good husband, if you stop fixing the plate, start back fixing the plate. And ladies that ain't doing it all, fix the damn plates. And the ones that don't, and the ones that don't want to fix the plates, it's gonna be, it is what it is,
Right. What about your story?
120 miles.
Hey, what's up with you?
Where are you?
Somewhere where it's 120 miles. What's okay?
What else? I got nothing.
Is it 120 miles for real? Is it that far?
Nah, it's 76. It's 76.
So why you say 120 miles?
In Columbia? Look, I can do the math now. I drive a lot. Drove through there today.
Oh, you in 120 minutes? Oh, I'm gonna be so ready. I'm gonna suck. Lick the wounds, honey. I'm gonna take care of that.
She meant suck.
Tish, you've been doing good now.
Chill
out. You've been doing good.
Put your tongue back in your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. The old freak came out. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Reel her back in the closet. Reel her back deep down in that closet. Don't let the
Anyway, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Y'all have a great night. Love y'all guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.